Be sure to take your sweet and ever-loving time. That's good. I just stuck here floundering. Dying on stage here. Somebody get the hook.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Give me it back.
you don't get to have that.
What?
No, it's a Chinese finger trap. Are these made in China? These podcasts, these arms? These mic arms?
Well, I got the highest quality of American-made.
Oh, you did?
Pieces of steel I could.
Okay, good. This is probably, what is this? General Dynamic manufactured this?
I think it's made by Ford.
Oh, Ford makes it. Oh, okay, so we're fired in a month when they downsize.
Oh, god damn it.
What just happened?
I went to take a sip of my bubbly water and my cat, slipped her tail.
Oh, yeah, the old bait and switch. That's how you get a dog to eat a pill.
There was no switch. I poured the water over her tail and into my mouth.
Well, that's fine. It's a bath.
Ew.
She'll love it.
Yeah, but it went into my mouth.
That's fine. You know how many hairs you eat as a cat owner in the night? Hundreds.
Yeah, I don't know why people are so concerned about the spiders you're eating when the pet hairs are far more.
You could eat 12 spiders. It's not going to make a beezor in your stomach.
Look inside your bong right now. Look in there.
Look inside the mouthpiece alone. Or the bowl, whatever the fuck you people call it. I don't keep up with your weed lingo. All I know is weed goes in there and then it goes in my lungs.
Yeah, I mean, that's you described that. That's that's just the whole process.
Yup.
So I don't know what to sell you, man.
As a heroin addict would say, the ritual.
As they would. Welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club.
Hey.
Where the ritual of heroin.
Somebody overdosed in front of my girlfriend's work today.
Oh, cool.
Apparently they were with 2 other people, and the second the ambulance showed up, they booked it.
Well, I'm glad they hung out there long enough that they were.
That's due diligence at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just make sure they get the gurney out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we'll peace. We have places to be, crack to smoke.
They made sure they were okay, and then they got away.
Yep.
They got the professionals were there, so we no longer care. That's the rhyme.
The drug addict motto right there. Yeah, they have it in books in school.
I had in front of my work, I had a guy just doing the thing where they're bent over all the way.
Fuck yeah.
And I thought it would be funny if you just blasted Narcan in their face
or butthole, since it's just right out there,
and just ruin their high.
Yeah,
just ruin.
Imagine how quickly you probably break your spine snapping to and standing up. What? Oh,
the blood
should have just let me die. Yeah, there's been a couple of those. I think was that the fentanyl nod, where you're literally folded in half, but somehow you're still standing.
I don't know.
They should start hiring hard opioid addicts for the circus, the trapeze, high wire acts and shit.
Well, the problem is
tightrope walk.
Is sure, yeah.
Well, they got great balance.
Do they? I think they're just really flexible.
Saw that reaching into floor drains for needles. Yeah. I have a lot of plumbing experience with these folk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Well, there's certain buildings that if when we go there for service, the warning is always, hey, don't you stick your hand where you can't see. Awesome. So don't use my hands today.
You're gonna get your hands bitten. What's biting your hands?
A syringe, Matthew.
Just fucking dudes in the wall. Just
You like the boy?
Just the bear, just a dog. A dog you're petting and it just bites.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, that's the whole podcast. Thanks for listening,
all right,
everybody.
Sick. We'll see you next week.
Grindhouse Movie Club. Dot club.
No. Just one club. And you put the dot first.
Grindhouse Club dot club.
Clubingaceel.club.
Send us a Gmail
Seals.club. That's my new website.
That's actually not a bad website.
It's a great one.
It's not a bad website at all.
Yeah.
And you should sell stuffed seals that go toward, but make it really ambiguous as to where it's towards. So you're are you for it or are you against it?
Oh yeah, I won't say in the slogan or in the little tagline that it goes to conserving the seal population or decimating it. It goes to doing things to the seal population.
This goes to something.
Don't ask.
All proceeds go to, well, it's not me, but it I mean,
Seals
the water,
are involved.
The water does run red.
Seals are involved, and they're either happy or sad.
I'm either buying clubs or taking them away. Just sell stuffed seals.
If you're buying clubs, you're getting ripped off. You could just go into the woods. They're all over the ground.
Stuffed seals that, like, with like a snap bracelet kind of technology, like kind of explode. Like they like flip inside out.
Just,
yeah.
Insides of seal.
Well, it's like a snap bracelet's holding it closed, right? And it's like a snail.
Yeah.
And then the snap bracelet snaps back the other way, and it flips the seal inside out.
Yeah.
So
that would be amazing.
Exploding guts and stuff. Seal.club. That's the new. That's the Jesus.
Fuck it, I'm gonna sell it to the Navy SEALs for $10,000 in a month. They're just like, our traffic is not going where we want.
Oh God. Well, that's the whole podcast. Thanks for listening, everybody. That's the movie. That's the whole film right there.
Thanks, Andrew, for the intro song. darkroastcult.com, grindhousemovie.club.
Those are the websites. Yeah. Go.
Also, there's a Patreon. See, now it's in my head.
Well, good. Somebody's got to do this.
Yeah. There's a Patreon. It's $2. It's $2 Canadian or $1 USD.
Yeah.
And you get this early and unedited. So, like, me saying vulgarities at the beginning for 30 seconds while Matt walks from his computer to the chair that he sits in. You're going to get that.
You're going to get that.
That's the DLC you're paying for. That's your microtransaction reward right there.
The extended cut.
Yeah.
If you will. The director's cut. Because the director doesn't like to edit.
Well, that's why they have a producer.
And you also get me getting up from my chair and going, ugh,
yeah,
as I hit the button.
Getting down from the chair to make the same noise.
You're damn right.
If there's a piss break, you just get silence.
You sure do.
Or my incoherent mutterings.
Hey, somebody's gotta incoherently mutter.
Yeah, that's true.
Which wouldn't be a single podcast without.
I'm gonna make it a contest at this point of holding my piss for as long as possible all the time. In order to combat the fact that as you age, every one of them slowly turns into an emergency.
Yeah, it does suck, doesn't it?
Like, you go, oh, I think I gotta piss. And then 10 seconds later, it's like, well, it's happening. I don't know what to tell you.
I could probably wait this one out, I don't know, 2 minutes later, and I'm, like, pushing my dick down and, like, sitting uncomfortably to make it stop.
You're just trying to bunch everything up in one hand. You're just like, please, not on the bus.
The only thing keeping the piss in is the fact that I'm kinking it like a hose. I got it bent. I got it all bent up.
I got it bent.
Well, anyway, that's the human body. Thanks for listening, everybody.
That's the podcast.
Yeah.
What fucking movie do we do this week for Grindhouse Movie Club?
Let me tell you, one that I was able to drink a lot of water while watching.
Are those correlated?
No, we were just talking about, like, pissing.
Oh, okay.
So I got up and pissed a lot.
Yeah.
As you were saying, they happen all the time.
They do.
And I didn't need to tell you that. That wasn't.
Well, it's fine. Well, it's relevant.
I mean, I've just been trying to drink a lot of water, but like it's like everybody keeps saying it's healthy to do, but they don't understand that you piss still.
It wants out.
You don't,
like, shortly.
You don't have, like, it's not like the pisses are fewer and far between.
No, they increase in frequency at a rapid rate. It's like compound interest.
Exactly. The more water I drink, the more I piss, and
compound your interest. Also, water tastes like shit.
It does taste like shit. That's why
I don't care what anybody says. Anybody that's like, you should drink more fucking water. Nah, man. It tastes like it tastes like the container it comes in.
That's correct.
How's that?
If you got a metal container, it tastes like a fucking battery.
Yep.
If you got a plastic container, it tastes like rubber.
Yep.
And God help you if you got a bamboo container.
Wood. A tree.
Mahogany.
Water tree. Fantastic. I love that. I might as well just go out into the forest and just hold my tongue out like I'm waiting for rain.
You might as well.
Except it's going to be just like leaf moisture and like monkey urine.
I'll tell you who's got it right is these people. The people on the internet who put the sugar water in their water. With all the syrups and the syrups.
Sure.
And the
yeah.
colors.
A Neo.
And just
drink
like
juice.
40 pumps of vanilla.
Yeah. Ruining all of the health properties of water. So it's like frying a potato.
Ah, God.
But chips are delicious.
Yeah, they sure are.
What do?
You fry more potatoes, but then you eat some regular style so you don't die right away.
Yeah, a little bit of a
stave
mitigation.
it off with regular potatoes.
Anyway, we got fucking apple bubblies on deck because let me tell you, something that will change. I'm gonna get a Soda Stream, I think.
This guy.
The problem is you gotta change the cartridges out like a Brita filter, and they're like $30 a piece. But I don't know about the frequency because if it's once every like 3 months, then I don't care.
Good luck remembering.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to it and it's gonna be empty like 15 times before I do anything about it.
One day you're gonna do it and it's just gonna be charcoal coming out of it, or whatever the cartridge has in it.
I think it's just pressurized air, CO2.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it just carbonates water.
Is there not ones that just they just make the carbonation? I thought that was a thing.
Maybe.
Are we not there yet? Are we not trusted with the technology? Because
I mean, it's just oxygenated water.
Somebody's putting air in tubes sodium and making us pay.
Yeah, and isn't that unbelievable? And making you pay for the manufacturing process as well. All right, you want to buy a computer? Go solder the wires onto the fucking motherboard yourself in the factory.
Hit the children slaves to make them get more gold. We got to make those microchips.
I haven't said the name of the movie yet. Tokyo Gore Police.
Right. Oh man. Everybody. This podcast. We did Tokyo Gore Police.
Awesome.
Now, if you're sitting there and thinking to yourself, oh, man, now that was a bad movie. It's a really bad film. I remember a lot of horrible shit happening in that film.
Guess what?
You're wrong. You're actually pretty wrong.
And I think both of us could say that for 100% certainty because we both went into it with a horrible opinion about it.
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for it to happen to me. And then within the first minute or two of the film. Okay. Maybe I remember this wrong. Maybe I'm remembering this 100%.
I was. Now, granted, I was wasted when I saw it, and it was also forced on me by people I didn't very much like. So, my opinion was colored by the environment. This time around, I watched that shit. Ugh.
I let somebody show it to me while I was intoxicated, and I gotta tell you, if you're not in the mood, if you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. That's just the way it is.
It is a mood dependent movie, but if you're in it, you're gonna get your money and time's worth 100% of this movie.
Yeah, if you've got like an hour and 50 minutes, to really just watch something.
Honestly, watch it baked. If you're the type to get baked.
Hey, you know what? If you're the type to get baked, remember that this is a movie. This isn't real life, all right? This doesn't happen to people.
No, yeah. Oh, it's just the world building. You got 2 sentences or less?
Well, I mean, the name kind of spoils itself.
Yeah.
They're policing the gore.
They are. Now, are they policing it or are they contributing to the amount of it?
It's to be determined. my 2 sentences or less is clearly just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Gore Police.
That's fine.
That's keep that in mind. The entire film.
Mighty Gorfin Power Rangers is right there.
All right. What's yours?
My 2 sentences. I have 2. This movie is this movie is about the government letting you know what happens when engineers try to do work without permits.
Okay.
And the other one was Kirubiru.
Oh no.
Yes, sir.
What's that?
Oh, it's Kill Bill in a Japanese accent.
Oh, I thought you were saying something.
Kirubiru.
Don't say that.
So I learned something. I watched this video of this this Japanese guy breaking down like Japanese to English translations and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like even in this movie, you can tell sometimes that it's like this. A lot of their words are just English with the letter U on the end. She orders an orange juice at the independent bar. Orange juice. Straight up.
There's that one point. It's the morgue dude, and he's like, "Oh, game over."
Yeah,
and he's like,
but he turns into like
over.
he turns into like Dolph Lundgren when he says it. It's like his voice deepens by like several octaves, and he just becomes American.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. I'm glad you noticed it too.
My first note here, so A lot of my notes are just describing what's happening in the movie.
Look, there's not a whole lot you can really do other than describe what's happening in the movie and then jot down what you're reading across the bottom of the screen.
I can get the subtext and metaphor and all the reading into out of the way pretty quickly. Vengeance is a corrupting force, and that's just right on the fucking nose. And
that might as well have been the subtitle right underneath the title.
And then military industrial complexes that get too much power are eventually going to become corrupt. Like that's what you get from this movie. The rest of it, I mean, my first note, my father is a police officer, head explodes.
I want to be just
head explodes twice.
I want to be just like my daddy. And then daddy's head is Daddy's head is open wider than a ripped trash bag.
It is. A lot of people, when they explode like a tremor opening its mouth, like a graboid. Mm-hmm. It's just from all angles, and it's wide.
Oh, my God. I really enjoy all the practical effects that were...
Fuck yeah.
Bad.
Oh.
Very bad.
But fantastic.
What else can you do? The movie's already been made.
There's one point in the movie where there was too much CG. One singular point. It's a fight scene.
You know what? But what else were you gonna do?
I just throw her around.
This movie would have been
put her on strings.
This movie would have been a great anime.
Yes. That's what I said. I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and I was like, if you are going into this movie and like you think about it as a live action anime, then this is perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, if they just would have animated this rather than making it a film, people would have liked it.
I prefer it live action.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do. Because it's weird as fuck in live action. If you had presented this to me as an anime, I'd be like, yeah, normal. I've seen Berserk. I've seen fucking, what else? School Days?
Just fucking man rocketing around.
I've seen plenty of gross animes, is my point.
Sure, all right, fine. I just feel like the movie gets a bad rap because it's in real life. And they had to make a man's penis shoot bullets out of it.
Yeah, they also shaped it like an elephant's trunk with the snout and everything, which it was a nice addition.
It was.
You know?
It was. All right, so how's the movie start?
Well,
lead us into it.
Like I just said,
with a father's head exploding in front of his child.
Yeah, being narrated by the child in question, who's now an adult, and she is a higher up at the only police precinct in the entirety of Japan in this universe, and they control everything, like Equilibrium or Judge Dredd. And yeah, she's in the back seat of a fucking cruiser. That's the other thing too. So her job is to kill these things called engineers, which are people that have a little meat key. This little meat key
Don't say that while I'm drinking.
It's a bundle of meat shaped like a fucking key that gets shoved into your body, and then you adopt the genetics of a serial killer.
Essentially, yeah.
Or several, depending on how awesome the key is, I guess.
And your wound.
Yeah, if you get wounded during combat, that part of you just comes off, and a monster shows up attached to you.
Well, look, I can tell you what.
Sometimes it's an inanimate object. Regardless, it's dangerous.
Yeah. So if you get wounded, your wound becomes a weapon, unless you are shot, because that's not a wound. Apparently, you can get 1,000 bullets through you, and those don't become little monster holes.
No, they don't. What ends up happening is that your lower half entirely comes off, and it gets replaced by an alligator's fucking mouth. That's what happens instead.
Yeah. Or a chainsaw.
Or a chainsaw.
On a chain. So
that's the first, the introduction in the movie is that, and then she pops out of her flashback, and the guy that they're there to kill, now let's be clear about that as well. During this movie, there are commercials that just hit you.
Yeah. Instead of like changing the scene, rather than just like a fade, they film a whole commercial that's kind of jarring.
And yeah, the commercials are fucked. Like all the ones for the police precinct, I can't remember the name of it, are just them making it very, very clear that their way of dealing with criminals is to murder them, is to just kill them, to execute them horribly.
Mm-hmm.
Later on in the movie, you get a commercial about how, if your family member was murdered by one of these criminals, well, you could strap on a katana Wiimote and kill them remotely from your living room.
Yeah.
Sweet.
My favorite is the one where the boss is like, kill yourself. And he's like, well, all right. And then he's like, I wish I hadn't have done this in front of my child.
Fuck. And, yeah.
And it's just like, hey, no harakiri.
Yeah. Stop harakiri.
No more.
But be sure to cut your wrists. Be sure to cut your wrists. It's so much so that we've manufactured cosmetic upgrades for razor blades so that they're kawaii.
They're so cute, and the scars are fashionable.
They are,
and I think they say that it makes your blood tastier as well because they definitely dip a finger in.
Yeah, they do. They talk about how the blood comes out tastier, I think is what they say, which is good.
Boy,
it's got flavor on the blade.
So yeah, that's like they're marketing box cutters to children is basically.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all schoolgirls.
Oh, they're all every single one of them.
In the ad for a product, it's a schoolgirl every time.
There's at one point there's one that's just it's for Japanese made swords and they're like, oh, very sharp, and then it's just the dude deep throating it.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
All right, I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah, no, we are. I guess in order to gear up for killing an engineer once she finds out that she needs to be deployed in order to do so, is to just turn her entire forearm into shredded cheese. It's lasagna by the time she's done. And while that's happening, we're cutting back and forth from that to the engineer with like a body on a table that's shredded and a grill nearby it. And I don't know, I saw steam coming out of a small barbecue. The implication was clear to me.
If the implication wasn't clear, the shot of him with chopsticks, putting meat in his mouth.
I missed that one.
Okay.
Fuck, I was writing.
So, like,
all right.
So while they're showing that, they're cutting to this guy, and he's got a chainsaw. He is, I'm pretty sure, wearing somebody else's face. And he's got this body, and part of the tit's gone. They like pan
it's piled around itself.
They pan over this corpse, and he's like eating everything but its bush. Like it's just pubic hair is just intact.
Dude, he likes him shaved.
And so that's going down.
He likes his shaved pit beef.
Koji Takanaka or whatever, Tanaka.
Whatever.
Right, it's right here. It's Koji Tanaka, age 29.
Sure. Yeah. That's relevant.
He's up on top of the building touching guts, is what I wrote.
He is, and he's also swinging a chainsaw around like the fucking Leatherface.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot.
The chainsaw also is a literal chainsaw because it's on a chain.
It's a saw. It's a chainsaw.
It's a
saw chainsaw. Chainsaw.
Oh God, I've broken him.
Oh no, chainsaw. So yeah.
Bunch of dudes fucking pile through onto the roof in order to try and kill him, and then he gets his arm either cut off or blown off.
Oh my God! It's a barrage of bullets.
Okay.
So there's. In between all of this as well, there is, I don't know what it is. It's, she's certainly not a police officer, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, the
sex worker who
is... The Japanese version of the announcer from the Warriors? Who just narrates what's going to happen next, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. The fucking radio station from the Warriors, except it's a sex worker wearing, like, sexy officer clothes.
Almost nothing, yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, there's this killer... Show no mercy.
Yeah.
Go get him.
Yay.
So they go up there and they're like looking
around.
Like
a Pikachu commercial, for fuck's sake.
Pretty much. She pumps her arm in there. She's like, kill them all.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
And they do the thing where they're like looking around. They're like, oh, where is he? There's just a body on a table next to a grill.
Yeah.
And he's like behind them.
Suddenly. A lot of people just like appear into scenes in this movie, which I'm fine with. They're all superhuman. They get a pass.
You know what? I was too busy looking at other things to notice a lot of it. So yeah, they get a pass.
The woman, what the fuck? Ruka is her name.
Sure, I just wrote her.
One name I had to remember, and it's hers, because nobody else fucking who cares about their names.
Not a single other person.
No, not because they're Japanese names. But because it doesn't fucking matter what their names are. Half the time you don't even get to know.
Yeah, half the time they're just ripped to shreds before anybody even knows who they are. just a terrible thing happens, and then they either have a name or a number. The numbers are a lot easier to remember than the names.
Oh, fuck yeah. 69? I'll remember that one all day.
Oh.
Alligator waste. So when I realized that my opinion in this movie was probably founded in other things than the quality of the movie itself, there was an exact moment. And it was when Ruka got out of the cruiser and then pulled out a rocket launcher and rocket jumped up the building.
Yeah.
All right. I'm in. I'm in for
when you were
everything else after that.
The second their fucking dad's head popped like a balloon full of paint, I was like, all right.
Oh, scanners? Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was on the fence, and then that was like that was the deciding factor for me.
And then, like, I saw the police, and the police, anytime we say the police, what we really mean is the Shogun samurai from the Future Warriors.
That's right.
Because that's what they are.
That is.
They look like...
you imagine feudal Japan, you're defending your prefecture from the attacking Khans.
But you also have...
shit that you'd wear... But all black.
All black and with an assault rifle.
And like
a little laser eye some of the time.
And the police chief has a trach, so he constantly has a loudspeaker attached to his neck.
Yeah, he sure
so
does.
That was cool.
Sure does. That's how you know it's him. He's got
cool,
that,
weird,
and he's got the one with the horns. He's got horns coming in.
Yeah,
only
which
one
means
with the
that
horns.
he's the lord,
Yeah. So
it's like deer hunting. Your skill level is based on how big the horns are.
Exactly. So yeah, honestly, the rocket jump, loved it.
Yep.
Which you land up there. So okay, yeah. So these guys are just shooting. They're shooting, and then like his arm comes off.
Yeah.
And he falls to his knees, and they stop shooting as he like starts screaming like a demon.
Yeah, for a while.
And like his arm is growing back. They can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Keep shooting.
No, they're terrified.
Why shoot some more? You're letting him get stronger the less you shoot.
This movie does this thing a little bit where like transformation shots are extremely long in a way where it could have been prevented super easily by anybody paying attention ever. But I sort of take it like a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like, nobody interrupts Goku while he's building the massive planet-killing energy ball. They just let him scream in the air.
But had they?
Yeah, it would be over. The end of series. First season, just show, done. It's a respect thing, It's honor. They're the Japanese.
Absolutely. So yeah, they stop shooting long enough for him to regrow an arm and scream like a demon.
And that arm, he can fire.
Yeah, on a chain.
Yeah,
like a saw.
Yeah, and does it retract back into his body?
It sure does.
Yeah, it does.
It sure does.
Like a chain chomp.
Oh God!
So she's up there with just a sword, and you're like, oh well, she's a tiny little woman, so she's gonna kick ass because it's a Japanese film.
That's how it goes.
Always how it happens.
That's how it goes.
And she ricochets that shit into another police officer who gets half his head cut off.
Well, if he's gonna stand there with his mouth wide open for a chainsaw to go in, that's what.
Yeah.
That's. I used to get told if you're gonna pout a bird's gonna take a shit on your lip. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna gawk with your mouth open, a chainsaw's gonna go in.
That's right. What I did like was half his head just jubbling around in the background of the fucking.
Yeah, she had flappy-headed motherfucker, and
just
she's like
in the
posing.
back, and forever, dude.
She's got like that serious, like landing like a superhero.
Yeah.
Katana out, and she's like. What really sold me on this film was the sound. The sounds are great. Like the dude, just the chainsaw in his mouth sounds so good.
It does. Whoever did the Foley was a huge fan of whipped cream in plastic bags.
Oh Christ! Right here. Why aren't the cops shooting? She should have been shooting. She picks up his unneeded chainsaw because he's got the meat saw now.
Yeah.
And now it's a chainsaw fight.
It is. Slow motion, full dismemberment.
Yeah, she's like cutting his face. You don't really know what's happening until you see the parts of his face landing on the ground.
Yeah.
She's just removing piece by piece.
Slowly. And she's disassembling a puzzle to put it back in the box. And it's so like, but like they're doing it in a way where like she's sexy while she's doing it, like she's shot sexy.
Oh god.
Which in my head I'm like, okay, well they're just making fun of the fact that like in movies like this all the time it's fucking hot chicks, Charlie's Angels shit, you know?
Yeah. I wrote here, she picks up her sword in a very sexual way.
See?
In a way that made a lot of nerds come. You know? Just a lot of coming nerds.
A lot of cum nerds.
And so after that, she picks up her sword, she splits them down the middle. Boom. Blood. Boom.
Yeah.
Tokyo Gore police.
Yeah.
If they haven't sold you yet, I'm
Shut
not
up.
sure. You get out of here.
You're not. This isn't the podcast for you.
You weren't in the mood for this one. Get out of here.
Fuck, man.
Anyway, so that's then we just write to commercial for the police being like, hey, look
how good we are at killing people.
Yeah, hey, we got this guy. We're just gonna subdue him by shooting him.
Yeah.
A bunch.
Well, it does subdue them.
God, there's the firing squad. I really enjoyed after they shoot the criminal. They just kind of like let him flop over on his knees.
Yeah, they do.
And
then with blood on his face, turns right to the see, we protect everyone.
With like the energy of like a corporate training video, like with the amount of like turning his head to different cameras, like. God,
that's the HR video when you get transferred to this branch.
Yeah, corporate training levels of head turning featuring murder.
Yeah,
and then just this guy, he killed 15 kindergarten children. So here we go. They want to demonstrate their zero tolerance for criminals of any kind.
Yeah, the whole motivation. What, did you steal a purse? Done.
Yeah.
Did you cop a feel on the subway? Done.
In the fucking worst way.
Yeah. So like the one subtitle that I read about, like I immediately knew what kind of police force this was because they just have giant banners out front that say "Privatize the police." Try that. You like North Korea?
Do you like Tokyo Gore Police?
Do you like Judge Dredd? Again, Judge Dredd. This movie does a lot of other movies better. As far as only the gore, because I know Quentin Tarantino puts a lot of other things into his movies, but this, for a lot of reasons, is better to me than Kill Bill, fight scene wise.
I'll give you that.
And it's just because it's so fucking outrageous. Like, it's more Tarantino than Tarantino when he's at his peak outrageousness with his movie.
They're fantastical.
Yeah. You're just not going to hear as many N-words.
Which is fine.
It's an okay trade.
And, like, maybe we do. I didn't understand them. I don't know. So, cut, like, yeah, from the outside of this building to the morgue man.
Which is the guy from, it's the same dude from Hostel. He just deals with the bodies after.
And
sometimes he licks them.
And he is jigging about it.
Oh, yes.
He's jigging hard down the hall.
Yeah, like fucking Quasimodo screaming for Sanctuary on the steps.
Screaming for Sanctuary, but also like with a little bit of boogie. He's just stoked.
He's really happy to get that Sanctuary.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's got like a lot of fucking silver teeth and shit. He's just a gross man. That's why they put him down there.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty thrilled about the way she brutalized this corpse.
It doesn't actually matter at all because they'll just put two pieces of like a head or face together and be like, yep, that's our guy. Like it's a fucking fingerprint right after that. Cool, identified.
This body is mangled, ripped. Like it's got first of all, it's got a chainsaw growing out of it. And he has to like get in there with his fingers and be like, yeah, it's an engineer for sure.
See this key I just ripped out? Look at this meat key. All right, sick.
No question.
It's fucking piles on a baking tray. Every piece of that is a meat key. How are you getting the key-shaped thing out of there?
He's finding it. He's got a nose.
Fuck. He does, yeah. He's like a truffle pig.
Exactly. God, my first clue that this was an engineer was the key inside its body.
Yeah, because right there I wrote, how the fuck did you find that key tumor amongst the pile of goo from society?
The orgy of flesh within his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I do like about, and like, yeah, a lot of this woman, because she spends a lot of time alone, Ruka, the main character. So a lot of her, like, the exposition and stuff is narration, while things are also happening, though. So, like, you get visuals at the same time you're getting the story, as opposed to just, like, shoehorning the important information in with dialogue between two characters that would never, like, you know, in movies where, like, American Dad makes fun of it. They're like, hey, brother, we are brothers for sure.
Thank you, sister. Yes, this is why I called you on the phone, my sister.
Yeah. So they don't have to do that because it's just narrated over while you're watching the movie. Sick.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like the bar lady we meet next here after she like leaves the.
Like it's not. You don't get to just take two English words and switch them and then make it French. It's called bar independent. That's not how it works.
And this bar is owned and operated by a larger franchise.
Just one woman.
Oh, so it's not just a name.
But it is because it's stylized, you know?
If you're wondering, this lady stopped her from getting assaulted one time.
Yeah.
By throwing vegetables.
Threw vegetables at two guys that, I mean, the flashback is she's in an alleyway by a dumpster with slashed wrists. And a common theme throughout this movie is that her wrists look like railroad tracks. And she stops two guys from, they say let's take you to the hospital. But the way that they're grabbing, they might take her to the hospital after they're done.
If by hospital you mean fucking Dixburg. the Dixburg Wellness Center for getting fucked behind a dumpster.
Then she's already at it.
She's smiling. They're smiling so hard.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're bleeding? It's the best day ever.
Let's take you to the hospital.
Let's take you to the hospital.
You're gonna get a. They want to go there. Fuck.
That's what they want to acquire.
The hospital. I'm upset by that.
Oh, yeah, so we're going to go to the hospital. Come on. And this lady, she knows that no good is going to happen at this hospital.
No. This is fucking Dr. Kevorkian's hospital.
Anyway.
You'll die there.
That's the whole flashback.
Yes.
She throws vegetables and she's like, hey, don't get fucked here by these men.
And then
don't do that.
They have matching bracelets also, which are important.
Or at least she like has a bracelet to give her, but has not. I think she puts it on her.
She's never given her, like, this bitch is fucking. It's like been 10 years of taking care of her, and she's just like, just give me the bracelet. I thought we were friends.
Nah. You just keep sleeping in the bar.
Yeah.
And then she goes to like try and slip it on, and she moves her hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Fine. No bracelet for you. The problem is she keeps trying to put it on while the bitch is asleep. That's what the issue is.
She keeps waiting until she's asleep to put the necklace around her throat. So yeah, for just we just had to. You need to get to know that there's a bar lady.
Yeah.
Because she plays no importance at all.
She plays about 5 minutes of importance when she fucking dies. That's the only time she's important.
So she gets an orange juice.
Orange juice.
Because she's on patrol.
Yeah.
She can't have whatever it is that she's like, oh, there's no vodka in this? She's like, I'm a cop, though.
Yeah.
You see.
That never happens.
Two guys come in and they're like, oh, man, a cop. We gotta go. Which, to me, screams, what crimes were you doing?
You're selling this movie so good right now.
Well, look, like, the whole thing is like...
It looks like a hooker bar, but every bar in this movie looks like a hooker bar, and some of them actually are that.
And, like, the hooker bars are beyond hooker bars.
There's no question. Debauchery happens.
When you go to A&W and you get the Beyond Burger, you're like, this is not burger.
Yeah, it's just meat.
This is not, yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. It's made in a fucking lab.
It is.
Or
a basement.
So, like, my notes are just me, like, describing what happened because, like...
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just making the words up in your head.
Well, I had subtitles, and so did you. So I read, but...
So did I, but, like, I read with one eye and I look with the other. I can't...
Oh, you're like Steve Buscemi.
I'm getting two stories here.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a perfect example right here in my notes. Satan's shotgun in the Green Tower. Don't know why I wrote that. Watched the movie yesterday. Can't remember why I wrote it.
I don't think any of that happens. As
it turns out, what I wrote was Shogun, so I'm just talking about the police chief.
Ah, yeah, yep. There you go.
I just add a T in there for no reason. Yeah, so the Green Tower is the fucking precinct. Anyway, I called him Satan Shogun because of his horns. I thought at first he was evil.
So did I.
Because nobody has what he has on his body and is not evil.
Nobody has what he has on a chain
Also,
and is a good person.
That's, yeah, in my note right after that. So I should have just written both, or read both. Yeah, Satan Shogun in the Green Tower, at which point I wrote, Heru Boyu. There's a lot of that in these notes, man.
I didn't, just let it be known, Jay wrote all of that. All of my notes are plain fine niceties.
Because you get, it's a fucking wide shot from a distance and he's stanced. Like fucking Ron Perlman coming out of the fucking hell portal.
So, when she's...
And his armless, legless gimp.
Yeah.
Is what that is.
That's it. That is what that is.
And for some reason it's got a gas mask, but I don't know what it's attached to. I think it's just like
something on its back.
Yeah, the battery pack on her back that fucking activates her like Bane from Batman.
There's
You just hit the fucking Bane button and she goes wild.
She gets when she's at the bar, she gets like an emergency call. She's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go."
Yeah.
And she like gets to like the home base, I guess. And there's nothing.
I just called it the precinct, but yeah, no, it's a fucking derelict factory that they've sort of repurposed into like some kind of
basically it's a very dreary place.
Yeah, there's nothing going on. There's like old shit needles on the ground and
then from the shadows, this horned man steps out.
Yeah,
horned man,
but she's just like, Dad.
Yeah. So like that when he pulls the chain.
What did you think was going to come? Like a dog?
Well, I thought it was a robot dog.
Okay, yeah.
And then it gets closer. I'm like, oh, there's no arms and legs on that person.
Yeah. On that person. Let's be clear.
Very clear. It is
They're stumps for sure.
Person.
Mm-hmm.
And then, lights go on. Happy birthday. And then my question is still like, but the man and the gimp were like, is this a happy thing?
No, this is just commonplace.
This should not be.
So, they've built a universe where atrocity is just a regular, everyday occurrence. So the idea that you can cleave a person in half with nothing but bullets as a cop, that's just, you're welcome. And then the people go, thank you for that.
Now, would you like to come pet my person?
I don't think she's the kind of person that enjoys being pet except for by one man.
Well, I'll tell you what it doesn't also enjoy is the mouth petting.
Are you sure she doesn't enjoy the mouth petting? Because he certainly does.
I don't know. A lot of mouth petting in this movie.
There is quite a bit of it. People get what they deserve after the forced mouth petting. The mouth petting under duress, we'll call it. I need to make it very clear, okay? This movie, there is no rape in this movie, okay? There are questionable interactions between individuals and the aftermath of maybe a sexual assault. But only a maybe.
Oh, God.
She could have been upset about other things. So yeah, 50 engineers badge for her birthday. So that engineer on the top of the tower was the 50th one she's killed. So she gets a tiny badge. She gets like a Boy Scout that's smaller than her police badge. I'd feel ripped off.
You know what? I probably wouldn't wear the pin because the pin that I already have is scaring people. People don't come into the bar I'm in because of the pin.
And you don't have to be as close to me to see what it is.
Yeah. She gets her birthday cake hand delivered.
Yes.
Because the other one is a saw. The fucking, I don't know why they put the morgue operating guy with the saw hand. Yeah. That's obviously a bone saw.
It is. You know exactly what a bone saw looks like.
Why would they put him in charge of the food?
Because somebody's got to cut the cake. That's the most efficient. It's the exact same shape as a pizza cutter, except it's got teeth.
Except it's got the same vibe as the dude with the tiny hand in Scary Movie.
You know he calls that shit his strong hand, too.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me
cut this with my strong hand.
Let me mix the potatoes.
Yeah. My germs. Yeah, he's got little attachments for it. It's like Inspector fucking Gadget. He does. On there.
Oh,
one of them's like a turkey baster or some shit. This triggers a flashback to the last time that she celebrated her birthday, probably. Which is, and for good reason, because she's at the table by herself and her mom is supposed to be cutting, like, carrots for dinner. But what she's doing is adding a cut to her wrist for every year her daughter's been alive.
Sure is.
There's no way that, like, she has as many cuts on her arm as there are candles on that cake. Happy birthday.
Which is 13. 13 is her birthday.
That's a good time. And then fucking her mom, like fucking her dad comes home, and her mom does the thing like the ghost from The Sixth Sense does, where it's like, look what you did to me!
First of all, I knew her mom was up to no good. The way she never turns around the entire time.
Zero interaction whatsoever, yeah.
And, like, the sound, because she's, like, cutting potatoes at first. They show her, like, cutting these fucking crispy, wet potatoes.
Oh, yeah. The best potatoes.
And
They're
it sounds so crunchy. So good. And I'm like, oh, she's obviously just cutting her hand up now. She's moved from the potato to her wrist.
Yep. Yep.
I also was expecting it to be fingers completely severed off.
My whole thing is like, 17 width-wise, 2 lengthwise. It's way less effort. You know? And then, she's doing it for attention.
Well, she doesn't turn around the entire time. Her like, they don't even wait for her either. They just light the birthday cake the second.
Just plop it down.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yep. Are you going to turn around, you stupid bitch?
Where's the song?
And, well, you kind of wish that she hadn't turned around.
I bet you Ruka wishes that she hadn't turned around.
Happy birthday, my child.
Great. So right after this birthday celebration, we just cut to, a man in a hotel room with a much younger lady who is, I couldn't really tell if she was literally crying, but she's not pleased on the bed. And there is a vibrator on the bed, and they forgot to turn it off.
Yeah.
It's still going. And it's one of those ones that, like, it's like a snake that's upset. Because it doesn't just vibrate.
It's like a snake.
It would slither if you put it on a hardwood surface.
It's like a snake trying to get out of its own skin. That's what it's like.
Yeah, it is. Fucking. And then he's like, I want to go again, though. This chubby man.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt was the first question he asked.
That is the first question that he asked.
As he unties her. Because you know what nice cut we got was a shot of the sliced arm.
Yeah.
Right to the red rope tied up on somebody's wrist.
Yep.
That was the nice cutaway we got.
Yeah.
Just visually upsetting.
Just real quick to run through the context here. This is prostitution. This girl has been hired to complete a service, and later on,
let's just say service is rendered.
Yeah, well, whether she liked it or not. Later on, they met him on the phone trying to organize another one with a different girl, and was very much insistent that even if it's painful, too bad.
Would you like me to say what she says?
She says a couple things. I skipped over a lot of it just to get to, well, you're just going to have to do it.
Don't say you don't want to do the things that hurt.
Yep.
Is what she says.
It's like fucking Chloe Moretz in The Equalizer. You just get what you get when you get in the car.
I haven't seen it, so it sounds like a horrible fucking movie.
It's great. Denzel Washington is basically John Wick for an hour and a half. It's fantastic.
It's like going to see any movie with Chloe Moretz in it. You just get what the fuck you get, and then you get in the car.
And what you get is a fucking Chloe Moretz movie. Great.
It's like going to see any Chloe Moretz movie at the drive-in.
Yeah.
You get what you get when you get in the car. Sometimes you get her big old lips next to a vampire. Sometimes you get her fucking weird old lips next to Nicolas Cage.
Her fucking natural Kylie Jenner lips. She looks like she goes to bed sucking on a bottle. She just puts her lips in a bottle, and that's how she sleeps. When she wakes up in the morning, she's like, good, another day.
Great, all the blood has rushed to my lips.
Yeah.
No more from my brain.
She's been inflating beach balloons since birth.
She's been doing that thing where you put like the glass cup around your mouth.
That's what I was,
That thing that your grandparents tell you not to do because horrible things will happen to your face, and they will.
The Chinese therapy jars, except she's just doing it wrong. She never read the manual.
Or just the weird sex thing.
Or you'd be surprised how often those two coincide, I think.
Ugh. Anyway, so...
And just in case you thought I was making concessions about soft rape in a movie, I literally wrote, you really skirted the line on my patience with that. So I wasn't pleased watching it, but damn, at the very least they didn't do the horrible thing.
Yeah.
In a movie like this, you'd expect it.
He's untying her, so that's the whole thing.
We're done.
So yes, this lady busts in the room. She's like, "Where's you owe us more money, extended time money.
You stayed an extra second."
And he's like, "Oh well, I couldn't hear the phone over the vibrator."
Yeah, just say it right out loud.
The loudest thing on the planet.
Well, it's not gonna shock her. She probably brought it. Well, that's so just fucking usually. I'm sorry. Usually I nut in 30 seconds. It just happened to be 45. I didn't get my sheep shank down. It took me a little longer to tie that one. It's a type of knot.
That's all right. It's fine.
Shibari, okay? It's a Japanese movie.
Shiitake. It's a Japanese mushroom.
Yep, it is.
So
this chick just got a Japanese mushroom.
Oh! And by the sounds of it, and the other end of her reproductive system.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Well,
usually they're the first thing to grow.
Oh fuck! So this angel was a saint about it. And she's on to the next job, which, for some reason, is just a fucking engineer, and we don't ever find out what happens to her. That's just not what we get to find out.
Fine. Duh.
We see her enter a room, and there's how do you describe them? Because he looks like
the main villain engineer.
He looks like he's from the Matrix.
He does. He looks like he's from. A homeless shelter in the Matrix.
He looks like one of the sisters that made the Matrix.
Are they the two dreadlock guys in the second movie? I've always wondered this.
No, but they might as well have been.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that the entire movie is a self-insert because you're talking about jacking into a system that you don't personally identify with and trying to get out of it. Yeah, you're trans! It's cool! It's anomalous to me that two twins became trans at the same time. My suspicion is only one of them is.
Well.
The other one was like, oh, yeah, me too, eh? Fuck.
Well, all right. I'm glad they could find, I'm glad they had somebody to, I don't know.
It's a solidarity thing, you know? They've done everything together since birth.
Yeah.
Why not,
there you go.
Why not get snipped?
I was going to say, brothers, but it's sisters.
Yeah. Once brothers.
Brosters.
That's a hermaphrodite.
Do you want to see my pengina?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Anyway, so
we follow this madam around while she's on the phone, setting up another basically sexual assault right into a public bathroom. And this is what I noted because I saw it once before too. You can tell when something good is gonna happen because they changed the frame rate down to 24 FPS instead of 30. 28 days later.
Okay.
It's choppier.
Yeah.
It's a lower frame rate because I mean the action scenes look cooler, like a Jason Statham movie. So when she's digging around in her fucking purse, and which is an innocuous ass behavior, and they drop the frame rate, I'm like, oh, what now?
Knife to eye.
Get blood milked, bitch.
Yeah.
Is what I wrote.
What's all this about?
What's getting blood milked?
Yeah, they don't. Well, it's not even like blood milk. He literally disassembles this person and puts her in a box.
He does.
He folds her clothes while she's still in them.
But before he does that, he puts a bunch of spikes, hollow spikes into her body in various places, attaches them to essentially things that are the shape of a baby's bottle, and just milks the blood out of her.
Sure does. But he leaves it there, so why?
He was full.
Before this happens, so she's like, she's on the phone with this lady being like, yeah, it's gonna happen to you. Don't not do it,
Yeah.
And
they're the highest paying clients are the ones that want to beat the shit out of you. I'm sure that's true because half of it's hush money.
All right. Well, I was thinking more just bum stuff, but whatever. Teach their own.
Well, she calls it S&M. And let me tell you, S&M, bum stuff is below that in ranking.
Oh.
If you were to rank severity of sex acts, bum stuff is right. It's above P and V stuff. Okay?
Well,
it's above mouth stuff.
It's above P and V stuff when she's on her stomach. It's definitely below it when she's on her back.
I'm trying to picture how the fuck that makes sense. And you're talking about it literally. You asshole. I was trying to figure out what like the analogy meant. None. Not one. Forgot who I was speaking to.
Physical map.
Topographical map. All the bumps and contours clearly displayed.
He puts a spike to her eye, and she's like, "Oh, you're obviously trying to book a client."
Yeah. Well, she's trying to like downplay the fact that if what you're looking for, because like ostensibly in her head, it's her life, right?
It's her life or her mouth.
And all the time in her life, she's essentially being accosted by guys because she works in the sex trade. So like she probably is like, oh, this is just another Monday. Somebody's holding a knife to my eye. Unfortunately, I'm off the clock. So let me just get out my little black book.
Yeah, let me get out my book of younger and cuter women.
Victims.
Yeah.
Let me get out my fucking Death Note book.
Yeah, whatever this knife is, you can save that to put it in
anyone who's not me, really.
Yeah. Let me facilitate this murder, and we'll pretend this never happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote that he stabs her with the kind of needle that you stab a tree with when you want its syrups. That's the kind of deal we're dealing with here.
Fucking sap. Fucking yep. It is. You could fucking fit a rat in that tube.
It's like the same gauge as like a baseball bat or something. I don't know.
Gauge. Amazing.
Well, blood bottles.
Yeah, get blood milked. Then we get the Stop Harakiri ad, which is there's another piece of subtext in there about sacrificing everything for your work, which is like culturally in Japan a huge thing. Is you're a better person if you run yourself ragged and die working. The person
Jesus Christ.
The people who are considered the best of their jobs are the ones that are willing to work like 100 hours a week.
Is there even 100 hours in a week?
No days off, bro. Army of one.
But when do you shit?
Probably at the desk.
But
it's probably a series of tubes like Futurama.
When do you yank it?
Probably at the desk. It's probably a series of tubes like Futurama. Oh. And this all goes to banks for safekeeping. Just in case there's a population control issue.
What do they need the feces for?
I don't know. Lubricant.
Oh,
I was trying to think of the worst fucking
I regret
thing
asking. Oh, fuck. This is fucking... Yeah, in this ad where he, like, fucking guts himself, his, like, intestines come out like ribbons at a children's birthday party.
They come out of his body like they want to escape.
I expected children to, like, be holding them and spinning around as they skip, you know?
Giant spider web.
God damn. The whole thing is just fucking...
Seismic pipe controls. They're just reaching out for supports. In case there's an earthquake. It is Japan.
Oh, Christ. Cut right to...
Why you gotta dress like a filthy hooker, Ruka?
Well, she's
now investigating the engineer that seems to be killing prostitutes left and right.
Yeah, she's going undercover as a sex worker.
As a slut on the subway.
Oh, because that's what sluts are.
And then, and she's surprised when a pervert cups her ass. I could see it from space. Also, I wondered if, like, because of the kind of movie it is, because she's the one who sees the wrist cutter ad. Like, you see it through her eyes. So I wondered if she was just, like, having a delusion from trauma.
Nah.
Or this is just so regular of an ad in this universe that the movie's created that nobody even bats. It's like a fucking, what's your thing? Bugs. I like to cut my fucking wrist wide open!
Speaking of bugs, guy on the subway eating them.
Fucking fantastic segue I didn't even mean to make. Yeah, she looks over and there's just a person eating insects. And I thought at first they were dried. And then, nah, dude, you look in the box, the little bento box, maggots.
Yeah.
Maggots and
wriggling hard.
And they're all dirty. And then so just in case that wasn't disgusting enough, get a close-up of this fucking eating it like... Can you remember House of a Thousand Corpses when Tiny is eating the cereal?
Yeah.
That's how this guy eats these fucking bugs. More gets on him than in him.
He's eating the bugs in such a way that he's putting on a show, you know?
Yeah.
The fact that spatters aren't hitting the people in the back of the head in front of him, it's beyond me. Why aren't more people noticing the man eating bugs that he has to pick up like a baseball?
Like, I'd probably be able to hear them writhing in there.
Like a fucking apple a day.
Click clacking like fucking cicadas.
You should hear them screaming.
You should.
As he crushes their bodies.
I do think that they are large, like Japanese cockroaches or beetles, which they may scream. They may flit their wings around when they're panicking.
I wish they would scream. They'd probably get eaten less. Things should scream more often. They'd probably die less.
A lot of things should be screaming a lot of the time.
Well,
so this movie...
Yeah, let's talk about a man just touching a woman's ass for a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what happens in this movie just right now.
It is. Right one after the other in this fucking movie, and somehow it's an hour and 50 minutes, and that's because there's a lot of slow motion long shots of people just, like, of her walking around.
There's a lot of, like, shots where there's no dialogue and nothing to describe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like...
It's
just
like people are traveling.
Future Japan.
Yeah. Japan!
Well, I mean, at one point, like, at the very beginning of the movie, the building that the dude is in, like, you can see, like, Mount Fuji and one of those, like, radio towers in the background. How did you fit all that into one shot?
Right? Impressive is what it is.
Just the most Japanese things you could imagine are happening around you.
Industrialized Japan horribly, which I'm sure that there's a metaphor in there as well. I'm just going to write an essay about this next time I'm in university.
There you go. Try not to go to university too often. It's hard on the wallet.
Yeah. So he gets exactly what he deserves for trying to cop a feel on the subway.
Dragged off like a teacher pulling a child out into the hallway to get reprimanded.
That's right. She might as well have grabbed his ear.
Might as well have. He might have liked that a little more, though.
Takes him to a bunch of shipping containers and just cuts both of his shitty arms right off. Those arms that have hands that can touch women, those are gone now.
He was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted to touch." And he's like, "Well, an act of molestation is clearly a crime."
Yeah, and fucking rains down. Luckily, she brought her umbrella.
Oh my god!
And then she walks off like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill, but better because it's a rain of blood.
And
it's in color, Quentin, you asshole.
Her umbrella is her sword.
I didn't put that together at all.
It's a sheath, so she's undercover. That's how So
I've seen these katana umbrellas before.
Hers is better.
Yeah.
Hers is the best because it actually has a real katana in it.
And apparently it's quite effective because there's not a drop of blood on her despite standing right beside this man while he's spraying. Now, in this movie, the word spray I could use to describe basically every death.
You really should be using the phrase super soak.
Super soak, geyser.
Gusher.
Everybody's got an Old Faithful's worth of blood in their body at all times.
And any like kids commercial where like they sip the liquid and then the liquid gushes out of them. You know what I'm saying? Any like Cactus Cooler or the little Capri Suns.
Oh fuck!
Really like sip.
Didn't Capri Sun turn you into a monster?
I don't know.
With like big eyes and like fucking a huge tongue.
Maybe I know Gushers turned your head into
a
fruit.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking.
And that's the one I would like to reference, but I can't remember a single one where you eat a Gusher and then you gush.
I think like maybe like a kid's head explodes in the commercial and it gets on the screen.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe. But it's still like that's a perfect that I don't know how. First of all, I don't know how blood didn't get on the screen. In this film, like there's so much blood.
Sometimes it does. A little bit. Sometimes it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
What I'm surprised by is that in a lot of shots, blood, and we mentioned it before, but it doesn't get on the people around. It cuts away, and then there are people who are just dry as a bone.
Yeah. They like step back from
and that's it.
The flash flood of blood that's coming through.
The volcanic eruption of blood.
So we're back on the subway, just chilling.
My other 2 sentences or less apparently was, this bitch needs therapy.
Well, yeah. Flashback to just her PTSD flashback of her dad's head exploding.
And that's probably why I wrote it where I did. Chronologically, that makes sense. In this flashback, we get the dad's head exploding, and then it pans over to the revolver. Yeah.
Like that was pressed against it, revolving around, and then it goes down to the guy's eyes.
And they make contact.
Mm-hmm. This man looks her right in the eyes after he shot her dad.
Before, after, and during, probably. The thing worth noting here is that it's very obviously a flashback because there are protesters in the background, and nobody's doing anything about the murder. Nobody does a single fucking thing about either of these people being shot in broad daylight in the middle of the street.
Yeah, because it's not like
a 14-year-old girl watching.
It's not like an assassination. It's like an execution.
Yeah.
He holds that revolver to the side of his dad's head
for like a minute.
Yeah, and like
nothing.
Even his dad doesn't do it, or her
No.
dad. Sorry, even her dad doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I guess there's still more flashback, but let's not spoil it.
Yeah, it's more so like her interpretation of her memories. I think these flashbacks.
Yeah, and I mean, if your dad's head explodes in front of you, what else do you really interpret?
It's a great question. Anyway, she was sleeping, as it turns out. She's fucking dead asleep, and then when she wakes up, it's just a dude who is the engineer in question right across the subway. At which point he gets up and leaves. And I don't know, did he fucking drug her in her sleep? Because she can't even balance on the subway that she's on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, or if it's just like the subway is real hard to
She's like
stand
stumbling
on.
around like she's fucking brand new to high heels.
Yeah, I mean maybe because like, when would she have worn high heels in the past?
I could see this character having like sleek, like black rubber platform heels for her job on a regular basis,
Okay, all right.
And now you don't get to see them. I have no idea. They could be military boots, but I can see it.
Demon sex cop?
Yes. Well, that's what the fuck she is.
That
At
is.
the end of the movie, that's literally what she is.
That is what she is. So she I don't know, she's all fucked up and she stumbles toward the end of the back of the train where she finds another person disassembled.
Son of a bitch in a box with the little tubes.
So that means
just like that.
That man did that, and then he sat down and just looked at her for a while until she woke up.
Because he wanted her to fucking know who he was.
Good. Great.
Mm-hmm. So anytime that you have to follow somebody down a dark flight of stairs, don't. Especially when that dark flight of stairs ends in walls lined in plastic.
Plastic and like sheets of outer, like, I don't know, siding for a house, I guess.
Exterior mount shingles.
Yeah.
So that's already a bad situation that you're in. And now you got a fucking guy that you know is the engineer down there, too.
With his key scars on his face, looking like fucked up homeless Snape.
Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight.
Boom.
But with keys.
But with keys and more hair.
What you unlocking there, buddy? Well, the secret's to human transformation, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Because this is a pretty sick fight.
It is. And like, there's no way we're going to be able to do it justice. I just wrote, they fight.
They do fight.
They fight.
What I will do, I won't do it justice, but for the sake of explaining, he gets his head sliced in the middle.
Just a little slice.
That's it, and that's all it takes. And you know what? Fuck it. I might as well. You pop the cocoon.
Yeah.
So off comes the top of his fucking head, and it's just brain and gun barrels for eyes that shoot spiked rocks. Fucking who? Everybody who wrote this movie was on fucking acid while they were writing it. This screenplay was written in the woods in a fairy circle.
Pretty much. So what happens when he pulls the top of his head off? Well, what if he just has guns?
We'll just give him those.
Well, yeah, because he had a gun and shot her dad. Of course, he needs to have guns.
Yeah.
The guy with the chainsaw had a chainsaw.
So why does a woman become half an alligator?
Sex. Because she sucked a dick. I don't know.
That's what you turn into, an alligator when you suck a dick.
Because you're just a fucking hungry dick gator. I don't fucking know. But he looks like the librarian alien from Goosebumps.
That's immediately what I thought too. That's
So,
100% what I thought.
Hell yeah, eating bugs. Hell yeah, having eyeballs shooting out the top of your head.
Yeah, and they blast things that just embed her in a wall. At which point, well, she gets keyed up. Now I've never done coke in my life, but there's so many key jokes that I could make had I done coke ever.
Cocaine comes on keys sometimes, everybody. Just in case you were wondering.
She gets a full key right to herself.
I mean, yeah. So he like pulls a key out of the back of his brain, his exposed brain, because
that's where he keeps them.
Because his solution to having
he keeps them.
Ooh. his solution to having the front of his face cut a little bit was just to
take the veil off.
Peel his whole scalp right off. Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. What's the word I'm looking for? Over dramatic, I guess.
Oh yeah, no. This isn't
within proportion.
He'd have a tantrum at the wedding because somebody has a nicer looking dress than him. That would be it. He'd ruin a wedding over that.
Yeah.
He'd pull his head off and show his brain.
Blood shoots out everywhere. But
if anybody has any objections, speak now or forever hold your peace. So yeah, he opens her arm up right where the scars on her wrists are, like ribbons, like fucking streamers at a birthday party, and stuffs a key right in there.
I wrote that her arm snaps open like a hungry horse. You showed a carrot.
It does. It does.
He puts the
like the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
It pops open and just arms right in there.
Boom. Key tumor, right in there. So we wake up. That's that. Nothing terrible happened. She just passed out, I guess.
Yeah, she checks her arm and her arm's fine, seemingly. But there's
still
some question as to whether or not there's a key in there. She keeps grabbing it conspicuously while they're talking about keys and people.
You think she'd be able to feel? It's a gigantic meat key.
Yeah, it's essentially a tumor. It's it looks like a fucking cancerous tumor, but it's key shaped.
Yeah,
it's a skeleton key.
And oh boy, is there a great story behind it. We'll get to that.
There is.
Hilarious story. So yeah, we wake up at I don't know, the abandoned police factory.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the morgue guy's like, "Hey, you gotta come. When you got a second, come on downstairs. I'll be waiting."
The police chief goes, "When you catch your breath."
Yeah, give her a second.
Holy shit! I just woke up from like a coma.
Just woke up from God knows what.
Yeah, horrible things underground where you found me.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm gonna need a minute. You found me underground in an old shitty. Why don't we have any cops looking down here anyway?
Why don't we have cops down here all the time?
We're just gonna let this thing exist.
Anytime somebody takes a bunch of fucking a polyurethane wrap into a basement, I'm calling the cops if I see that. Either you're insulating or you're killing. Those are the two things that's used for.
Oh yeah. So he's. The dude's examining the corpse.
Yeah. Well, it's the top of his head. It's not really a corpse.
It's the corpse. and he's running it through a top of the head database.
A top of the.
For some reason, they've got a database that's only top
CSI,
of the head.
When they're like fucking enhance.
Yeah.
Isolate top of head program.
Now run top of head through database of other head tops.
No, we got a match. Just like that.
Yes. His dude fucking. First of all, not even the right dude. Is it? No.
It is. It's his son.
Right.
But they share. So they share genetic DNA. So like that, you're gonna get the match for the living version of that.
Sure.
Which makes the police chief bat an eye. So and then we wonder why that is. And then during his own independent research, he realizes that this man. And you don't really get to know the story yet, but he's either the assassin of Ruka's dad or the son of the assassin of Ruka's dad.
Either way, bad news.
Bad news for sure. During this scene, they're doing, it's like a fingerprint scanner in any fucking like fictional forensic television show where it's just bing. So there's a lot of like screens with words flashing while it continues to search databases and stuff in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, one of the screens just keeps flashing gay male over and over again. And I mean male as in the post. I swear to fucking God, just gay male, which is probably a bubble mailer.
Shit.
If you what would you call gay male?
Just regular male. I wouldn't know the difference.
An RSVP to a same-sex marriage. That's gay male.
There you go.
There, nailed it. Mailed it.
Nailed it and mailed it.
Fuck yeah.
And it happened to be gay. I did not put that together. I was too busy laughing at the fucking fingerprint scanning program for top of heads.
Yeah, dude.
Just for head tops.
Well, you gotta, it's an important part. The eyes are the window to the soul.
We gotta scan the top of this head, which, by the way, the dude's like examining. He's like, I can't find a key in there, but I'm sure it's an engineer.
Well. And then the next line being like, well, if he's still around, he must be. Like, if he's not dead yet. I wonder what he looks like with no top of head.
He's out here just fucking filing his taxes. No top of head.
As the kids say, no cap.
Fucking kids. Jesus. Yeah, I just fucking scalp. I fucking hate this Morgan guy because he's like, yeah, that's definitely an engineer for sure. Like,
yeah. You've seen the sun like last year at the soonest.
But it's got to be him. He's got to be the guy to declare it an engineer or not. Like,
he does.
I can look at it and I can tell you, like, that's not a burn victim. That's a monster man.
It is.
So,
yeah. There's no. I don't need to. Well, yeah.
Yeah, he pulled the top of his fucking head off.
He sure did. And also,
brains were there.
Where was Ruka's debrief on that exchange? Also,
yeah.
In 50 engineers, this is the first time that you got bested by one. That's a demotion. Give me the badge back.
Yeah, we found the top of the head next to you.
Yeah, and nothing else. Where's the rest of them?
Where's the key? Where's the key?
Yeah, so then, because they can't find the key, she's in the background grabbing her forearm where the fucking key is. That's just where we know that's where that is now.
Yeah, he put the key up in there.
He did.
Because I guess this man just grows keys.
He does. Well, he's got the secret.
He's got the key.
Which we learn.
He's got the key to success.
Yeah. More like the key to gut-cess.
Ooh.
That was bad.
The key to a Ford Fiesta.
So this engineer becomes identified as her father's assassin, bare minimum. And then we get an ad for Avenge Your Dead Murdered Family via remote execution.
Oh, yeah.
Like bowling.
The Wii game.
And it's let's be honest, I don't know when this movie came out versus when the Wii came out. It's a fucking Wiimote. It's a white rectangle that's ergonomical. That's a Wiimote.
It's literally...
The buttons are front-facing.
I'm certain it is just a Wiimote.
Yes.
It's not... Looks like
and they just added a white stick to it with a point.
Oh, yeah. They just taped a paper katana to that fucking Wiimote is all they did.
And then the accuracy of your slices depend on where the guy gets cut when he's chained up in the hostel basement on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
And this is real. I need to... again, in the universe of the movie, this is real. This is not a video game.
Well, it is.
They go to all the trouble of having text on the screen that says, not fake.
Where is it on? Is it on the screen they're watching or the screen we're watching?
Yeah, it's on the screen in the commercial. I actually don't remember. It could be on both. But there was like a little disclaimer, like, just in case you think this is Silent Hill. Nah, this is just hell.
So it's not like it's not you at home. It's not like a Justice the home game. It's
execute your daughter's murderer the home game.
Oh, okay. So
the game is not real. It's Saw.
But is it like remote kill this person?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
So like what when you're waiting for your turn, you're just watching people get murdered?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Probably.
Why would they make that?
They probably schedule it.
Why would they make
like
that?
A hanging.
And why would the children like celebrate it so much?
Because again, atrocity is just that's fine. We're in Japan. It sucks.
It seems like it. I don't see why everybody's going there. So yeah, is this where she's like, "Hey, I gotta go to the labs."
Goes from police deputy shooting fake ink speed alone to kids getting their heads blasted off for an ad promoting Japanese kill squads. That's what happens next. Yeah, she fucks off to go to like whatever the fuck she goes to.
Oh, she goes back to the bar and she passes out.
Yeah, and then bracelet she put the fucking bartender puts that shit fucking bracelet on her goddamn wrist.
And she wraps her in a blanket. That would never happen. Have you ever fallen asleep in a bar? They wake you up.
They say you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. It's a whole slogan.
Yeah, you don't have to go home, and also you can't be outside here either. you have to sleep at home.
You need to go away from here.
You don't have to go home, but pretend like you are going home.
And then, so the police deputy, I guess, like, there's, like, a montage of things happening a little bit, but the police deputy is just, like, he's back at the dirty, derelict warehouse precinct from a night shift, and he's exhausted. And he just sees some needles on the ground between his feet sitting on a fucking park bench. That who brought that up there?
That's not what he sees.
Was it not needles?
No. It's just a broken pen.
Oh, it's a broken pen.
And
it made him think of needles.
And he's like,
that
oh, man.
have amphetamines in them.
I wish I had speed. And then he draws a needle on his wrist.
He tries to placebo effect himself into a high.
And he's like, I can feel it coursing through my body. And he, like, fucking lays back like he's getting all fucked up.
Yeah, he does. And that just means that he's getting ready for going out on the town.
That just means he's being so disrespectful to anybody.
He is also doing that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, they totally take speed.
Yeah, they do.
You know?
He does something later in the film that is basically that, except that he doesn't orgasm from it.
Well, he gets close. This commercial is I don't know, a mass shooter just blasting away kids playing soccer or trying to.
Oh my god, yep.
And then the police show up and they kill him. They take his head right off. And then right in the commercial, the kids, first of all, are super happy about this outcome because that gives them apparently a new soccer ball.
Oh, yeah. I think the whole thing is like he was supposed to be an engineer and he's like, hey, if it's going to happen to me, it could happen to these kids.
Yeah.
I better kill them before it does.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ad was for, but that happened.
It's once again just for the police, keeping you safe by murdering people in front of you and traumatizing you for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. But also, these kids got to die first. I think we like learn at some point that this dude he committed suicide. I'm finger quoting.
Okay.
The scientist.
Right.
And he's finger quoting here.
Mm-hmm.
His parents are also dead.
Mm-hmm.
Super dead is what I wrote. Yeah.
I'm just gonna at that.
I think that was just some important information we skipped over because she's gonna go. She goes to like investigate the lab.
Yeah.
At some point, and like the police chief, he fucking knows.
He's well aware. That's why he was so freaked out when the eyes matched.
Yep, and that's why he probably needed the speed.
That's the deputy, different guy, and I'll explain to you exactly why right now. Because the police chief has one job in this movie, and it's the police chief. And the chief's deputy, which is the younger guy who shoots the speed into his arm, has two jobs. It's to be a deputy, and it's also to be a total cock pimp. Because right after that ad, you get to see him dressed up to the nines, getting ready for his night on the town. Fully ready, as a matter of fact, for his night on the town.
It's not him.
Is it not him?
No, but it's a cop.
I'm pissed, then.
It's a cop, right? Because he goes to the...
Here's the thing, though. He's the guy with the dick later.
No, he
gets engineered up after he gets his dick cut off.
That's not the police chief.
No, it's not the chief. It's the deputy.
I don't know what cop words are.
Yeah, so the underneath the chief, like the guy that's always with the chief, but it's not him.
Well, there's only one guy with horns.
Yeah.
So everybody's underneath the guy with horns.
There's another dude that's around him all the time. Like he's there during the autopsy of the top of head as well. He's in that scene. He's there at the birthday party.
Well, I feel like everybody has like a thing in front of their face. I don't know how you... They have like a Darth Vader mask on.
Without it, because again, I recognized his face specifically because I had to go back and make sure that it was the same guy. It is.
All right. Well, fine. Before that, she goes to a lab and finds one name tag.
Yeah.
One sheet of paper with a name on it.
And
now we're after this person.
Narrating a story about how, like, she's talking about Hiroshima or something. No, she's talking about a volcanic eruption.
Yeah.
And how everybody got covered in ash. And then she's in fucking Chernobyl building, and she finds one name tag, brushes the name off and goes, "That's my man." And so she goes on the hunt, and the hunt is essentially just crossing off names and addresses of every single person who's worked in a building ever, procedurally.
So she finds another piece of paper. It's got a woman's name on it. She's like, well, I got to find this woman too.
Yeah.
Because we meet this woman in the next scene.
She's also trying to like call numbers on these sheets, and none of the numbers are connected, but the voicemails pick up right where the last one left off.
It's important that they do that.
It's like ring ring. The number you're trying to reach is no longer in service. So she hangs up and she calls another number. Ring ring. Please try your call or a different number again. Like what?
I didn't notice that.
I was confused by it. I thought like because after like the fourth call, I'm like, is she just calling the same number over and over like a dumb bitch?
Well, you would think the recording would start over.
Even then, and it just doesn't.
Maybe they didn't realize like we were gonna notice that.
Yeah. I didn't write much about what she was doing because I was once again focused on the cock pimp. Did you not see his strut into the slam club? That was the most confident man on the face of the earth with his bell bottoms on.
Don't you ever call it a slam club.
Well, that's what it is.
There are things in here that should never be slammed.
I'm going to call it the snail trail. That's probably the name of the fucking club.
That's the best name you could give it based on the patrons or the workers, I guess, where within. Because there are worse things than that in there.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh boy,
there's a lot of horrible in this fuck business.
I bet a lot of Adderall was taken in the writing of this film.
It probably just speed.
Yeah,
because this is the early 2000s. I don't know if Adderall was a big deal.
Well, either way, they got it written. They got it written and fucking made.
Sure
and
did. Yeah.
Not a single person asked any questions.
Yeah, I wrote this in a day, like George R.R. Martin.
I wrote this in a day. Yeah, so the chair just has a vagina and pisses all over the crowd.
The vagina is shaped like a leaf.
Yeah,
is it piss or is it squirting?
I also asked that.
Only I know the answer.
Very question.
Yeah.
Yes, cool guy goes to weird party.
Cool guy. Has
guy.
a chill day. At the circus sideshow hellscape, Snail Girl, Mastectomy Monday. Is what I wrote. The one chick, so all these, this slam club, I'm just going to keep calling it that because I love it. You know what, I'm going to change it to Slams Club. Because that's way better. The whole point here is that you show up and they cart out a bunch of fucking mutants, like this is Mad Max, and then you bid on them based on which one has a number scarified into their ass.
And there's first of all, zero bidding. It's like, I guess I'll fuck that.
It's like, a lot of guys not contesting other people's requests is what it is.
Yeah,
you can have that.
I think a lot of people are there just to see. You know?
Yeah, I just want the normal looking one, the most normal looking one, please. Well, and it turns out that's just a woman with the breast reduction surgery scars, and the rest of her is regular for now.
And that's the lady she's after.
Yeah,
that's the one.
This is number 69.
So the first one they card out is number 7. They pull that fucking curtain back.
Yeah.
And like they get worse and worse. Each curtain is a worse thing.
That's accurate.
First lady, what she got, like her eyeball has been gouged out and put in her mouth, and her nose is real big.
That's what she's got going on. Is this the same lady as the eyes poking out, or is that Snail Girl?
That's Snail Girl.
Okay. Snail Girl, that's my least favorite one because the chair is no longer a person. That's just meat. That's just meat with holes, and it breathes somehow.
It reminds me very much of the Moisturize Me Doctor Who character.
I would not know.
It's just a piece of skin stretched out with a face on it.
Same. Yeah.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, I don't think anybody bids on her because I think she's still there when they reveal the snail.
The snail. The snail has got, snail shell areolas.
Sure does.
Scariolas, if you will.
It's on brand. It's on brand.
And does she have a full shell? I'm pretty sure she does, right?
Sure does.
Yeah.
Whether it's there for show or it's a part of her body.
These are for show. They're not for go. That's what she says to every client when they get in the room.
Yeah, stop trying to fuck the shell. I live in there. I'm not
You're disrespecting my home.
I'm not vacuuming up the sticky carpet one more time.
Oh, fuck.
This fucking Snail Girl has got her eyeballs pulled out of her body.
And they're like on strings, right?
something like that. They're like in a tube that's like
yeah,
holding them out
that's
of her
what
body.
it is. Yeah, again, cupping.
Yeah, and just like the cords are like stretched and like the
you get to see all the meat, the eyeball-related meat that's in behind that you never want to see.
And somebody's like, "Yeah,
that
31, let's go."
Meanwhile, like this fucking police deputy just nodding in agreement with everyone's choice. Like, oh yeah, nice one.
Nice.
Really happy.
That's the one I was gonna.
I'm happy for you that you got that.
I like when they showed me the monster girl with the huge monster tits. Like I felt a little poke down there, but
yeah,
I'm gonna hold off because I hear they've got a chair that you can have sex with. There's
Dude.
no position where you were doing it's comfortable.
You can't have sex with that thing. It would be like trying to swim up white water. That's just blowing out. You ever try to walk against the spray of a fire hose?
Well, look, here's the main issue. You can't have sex with the chair because, like, it can't consent. It's got nothing.
Breathe once for yes and twice for no. That's where we're at.
Piss 1 gallon for yes, 2 gallons for no.
It's also like the skin itself is stretched out with strings, like a hide you're tanning.
Yeah. It's not. They just didn't finish the project.
This is V1 Alpha.
This chair is not going to sell at the farmer's market.
We call this one early access.
Oh. It's one of those chairs you see at Talese and you're like, oh, somebody tried really hard to make that. And then they died. And nobody was like, yo,
I will not take up this project.
That reminds me of Cousin Randolph.
This goes into the bin at R&D. Cousin Randolph.
This chair smells like pussy.
Oh, it's just up and down.
Anyway, the chair looks like a sex doll with a leaf.
Yeah.
Fucking anyway.
And everybody gets right up close to get into the part of the waterworks. I went to a Gore show once, and like they had dicks that sprayed blood on the crowd. They had guys that they cut their heads off that sprayed blood on the crowd. They would dismember a dude and it would spray blood on the crowd. Fucking surprise. This exact thing, but with, well, juices.
Yeah.
Vajuices, if you will.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like any...
Sliquids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I'm not proud.
I mean...
I am.
They just pull the curtain back and there it is.
There it is.
And
it's right there
it takes
for
you a second to figure out what you're looking at.
Yeah, you're not 100%. Oh, they're doing furniture auction? And then no.
I didn't realize there was antiques on the docket.
Yeah.
I don't really know how you fuck the chair because
it's covered by a leaf like Adam and Eve.
Well, that and like it's just like
it's got to be just a strip.
You pretty much have to pick the chair up and just like bang it on your dick because you're not like thrusting into it. There's just simply no way.
Yeah. Chair back is very thin.
Yeah, that
you know?
Like that, and what do you support yourself with? It's like using a walker, but you're trying to also fuck that walker too.
You use the chair as like a cock ring while the snail slurps you, but that costs double.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Disgusting movie. It's a fucking disgusting movie. Anyway, so the chair just pisses. Yeah, I don't know if we said that or not, but it's the crowd doesn't seem happy till the chair sprays.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
I feel like
that was the most like society that the movie gets, you know?
Yeah,
because they're all there for the show.
Oh, they definitely. There's the auction portion, but I think a lot of the guys were just there to see the chair.
Yeah,
we're here for
the main attraction.
We're there for the chair. That's what the shirts say when they buy them and wear them out.
Yeah,
we were there for the chair.
It's an inside joke, right? Yeah, if you know, you know.
Wait till they.
It's like nice shoelaces.
Wait till they flip that chair over and you see what it comes out the other side.
Probably nothing at all.
Yeah, it probably doesn't need much.
It doesn't have a mouth. It's on IV liquids. That's why the fuck it pisses so much.
They got it on diuretics, so it just enhances the amount and the frequency. Anyway, so
this fucking movie's so good, dude.
Cool guy. He orders number 69.
He does.
Monster
the least
tits.
assuming it just looks like she had breast cancer.
Yeah,
honestly,
the one you could have the most comfortable sex with.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not really. It's still uncomfortable because like I don't want to get strapped down to get head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my first red flag. I'd be like, can we not use that one chair in the center of this empty room?
Yeah, with straps, like fucking Hostel.
Are you getting in that chair? No? Well, we probably just won't use that chair then.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sit in it. You don't like it because everybody's sat in it and done horrible things with these monsters?
That hadn't occurred to me. It was still the, like, they can still strap you in if you're sitting in it.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to hold you down. You've got one of the Matrix sisters here to give you a key.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what's going on here. He gets fucking strapped down, and the other reason why I'm pretty sure it's the deputy is because he makes it back into the precinct looking like he does without anybody batting an eyelash, and it's because he's a higher up. He's important.
Sure.
He gets pretty sick and mad dome for about 10 seconds before he looks in a mirror and sees a man in the room. That ruins the vibe for him.
Yeah, that really turns that sick dome into just regular old dick sucking, you know?
Just not even good.
Goes from real sick dome to just get your mouth off my dick.
And I guess he twitched because she immediately knew that he realized what the situation was. So he made sure that he had larger problems to deal with by biting his dick clean off.
She bites that dick right off.
Okay, now I need you to make spray noises with your mouth. Okay, you gotta do that for a while. That's about half as long as that happens for. You get both of those things at once, and it's just a shot of him screaming while blood just
shoots up from his dick.
Yeah.
And
like
for some
fountain
reason
at Niagara Falls.
For some reason, at this point, the dude just like, hey, we gotta start the surgery, and then he just puts a drill through his ankles.
Yeah. Great. Rude.
You're gonna put the key in him. Just put the key in him.
At this point, it just turns into Hostile, but it's worse.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part, but that's cool. And then he gets his arm loose long enough to get his gun out and fire it as many times as it takes to cut a person in half.
That's right.
Which is a lot.
It's a lot of times.
It's a lot of times.
I love the way that they fire Uzis because it's just fucking all over the place. It's fucking Call of Duty spray and pray every time, just right at the screen. You just get muzzle flashes on every single quadrant of the film.
That's real life, though.
Love it.
That's real life.
Yeah, it is.
We get a shot of her just falling in half.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess he shoots at her and Monster Tits dives in front. Maybe that's what happens.
I think she was standing up straight. They were just standing beside each other because she was getting all up in the fucking engineer's business for a minute.
That's fair.
He was the hottest thing in the room. And then he just lets the guy leave by crawling down the hallway, which I was disappointed that there wasn't a blood trail from his dirty stump as he drags his dismembered dick shaft across this filthy basement fuck club floor.
You would think, based on the amount of blood that's already come out, that...
Oh, he's done?
Well, no, there should be a decent amount to
either
paint.
There's way more blood as per this movie, or he's done having blood because of the movie.
The brush should be soaked.
Yeah, it
paint
should.
Your picture.
You know? Beat the devil out of it.
Oh, my God. I liked the slithering sound. Again, sound was great in this film.
Yeah, dude. And then, you get this little slow roll where she's dragging herself out in the same way that she beckoned him in through the frosted glass.
Yeah, she's going backwards.
Except this time, her lower half is an alligator's whole head. And the fast motion of her, squiggling toward him is so funny to me.
It's so
because
good.
it's just a woman on her ass, fucking, kitty cornering her way like you would with, a hot water tank. Forward, and then they just speed it up like she's fucking running. It's so fucking good.
To give you an idea, she's basically she's got her legs bent inside of a giant prosthetic crocodile head.
Yes,
that's what it is.
That's what's happening there.
And she bites the dude's gun arm off, which is hilarious.
Yeah, with her lower half, with her alligator.
Yeah. That's her attack. Is her main go-to is to squiggle forward and bite.
And let me tell you, that's fine, because this guy then takes his severed arm that is still holding the gun, puts it in her fucking mouth, and then grabs his own tendon and pulls the trigger that way while saying, "Take this."
Yes, he does.
Holy fuck.
That tendon is sticking out too. You can see it.
It is.
It's so good.
It's 127 days.
It's the only tendon you ever see in the movie.
Yeah. And it's so prominently, this is the whitest thing in the whole shot. Pull that.
Yeah.
Fuck me. I'm glad that wasn't attached still. If I die of murder ever, I want my last words to be "take this" while I pull my own tendon to fire a gun. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, God, that might be one of the best. One of the best.
Whoever wrote this screenplay saw the one video, like the one lab experiment science video where it's a human arm and it's open, and they're just like pulling to see what the fuck happens, and all the fingers curl.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm gonna put that in the movie, and then his wife is like, we're getting divorced.
You've been making me watch all these tendon videos. I can't take it anymore.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, he pulls that little tendon so good and just blows her gator mouth wide open.
Yep. And then right to the fucking engineer shows up, because he's fucked up on the ground. He's missing an arm. His leg's all drilled. No dick, dude.
No dick.
You might as well just kill me. And the engineer's like, nope, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna fix all those problems.
Look.
Fix is a loosely used word in this case.
Yeah, to make a new.
Yeah. What once was?
Yeah. I'm
not necessarily repairing as much as I am
making horrible, confusing.
You're gonna wish you just had your dick back when I'm done. Unless you got a mad ego problem. Because when he shows up at the precinct, that
swangin'.
Dick, you know that video of the dude with he puts his fucking dick in a Japan and just destroys a room with it?
Are you talking about Japan penis?
That is what I'm talking about.
Search it up.
This guy's dick is now bigger. It's also wet, red, and an elephant's trunk. And
it looks like all the old skin's been peeled off his sunburn.
And if you think I'm exaggerating when I say it's an elephant's trunk, first of all, the end of the snout has the split in it where like the septum is on an elephant's trunk.
It really didn't. It also like comes up to a point too.
And when he comes out of the elevator, they have the noise an elephant makes. Right as you get to see the dick. The dick anew. Also, if that wasn't enough, it shoots bullets like a cannon.
Because he's a cop, you see.
And he just wipes this precinct.
He fucks them all.
He does.
He fucks them good.
Everybody gets dick elephanted in slow motion. People are slapping up against pillars and columns.
It was good.
It was fantastic. I almost don't want to like vividly describe the fight scenes because just fucking watch the movie, honestly. Yeah. There's no way. I would need 8 pages.
Yeah, the fight scenes are excellently choreographed as you would expect them to be.
Yes. When he knocks, so all the cops like come up to him with their swords and they all stab him at once, and then he knocks them all back. Even though he's been spraying blood on all of them throughout that whole thing, all their faces are dry. That's the most egregious one in the whole movie. Because the blood would be everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's first of all the amount of blood that gets sprayed.
Right.
Like, blood should just be constantly on everybody because there's no way, like, take as many showers as you want. You're never going to find it all.
No, you're not. It's like sand for the beach.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be in your backpack. Fucking.
You throw out the backpack.
Turn it inside out.
Forget it.
Blood.
Yep. Like, it's pouring out. Pints of it.
He's got a bulletproof cock.
He does. Yeah, it deflects bullets, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that. So does his arm, I think. He's got, like, a big sword on that arm or something. So while every horrible, disgusting thing we just described is happening, Ruka's doing her investigation of this list of people. It's not worth talking about because all it is shots of her driving. It's just shots of her driving from one place to the next, crossing out names, and calling people who have disconnected their phones. Because she's trying to find somebody from fucking 50 years ago. That's just what happens.
Yeah. People die naturally.
They sure do.
People get new numbers all the time because they're fucked over by their phone companies.
Sometimes people move.
Nah. Yeah. Hey, I need to find the last fucking 15 apartments held by this person.
Yeah. And naturally, it's the final one she goes to. And let me tell you, if any of the other doors didn't have 70 locks on them, 70 fucking padlocks, I wouldn't have even tried them.
And it's not like it's like locked. They're all like locked on one side. It's a lock for every inch of the door.
Yeah, all along the frame. And like, so she probably saw that and was like, "Oh, locks! I have a key in my body. Egg on my face." I should have thought of that.
Well, all she does is touch it, and they all open. So that's clearly all it takes. Because for some reason.
Well, she's the key now. She's a key.
She's. I mean, yeah, the key maker.
And it turns out this is the engineer's home, and he's been expecting her so much so that he's grown impatient. He's like, "Fuck! It took you long enough." I've had this presentation lined up and ready for hours.
He's
got a whole fucking pull-apart slideshow.
It's a physical slideshow.
He's got a goddamn pop-up picture book about his whole life story that he's going to tell this chick who wants to kill him, whose job it is to kill, and passion is to kill him. But she'll sit and listen. Absolutely. She'll sit and listen because he beckoned and was like, "Take your fucking shoes off. This is Japan." This is Japan. We take our shoes off in Japan and Canada and nowhere else.
I know my brain's exposed, but please take your shoes off.
I know I've been leaking brain juice all over the carpet, but please don't add to the mess.
It's that outside dirt that really gets in there on the oriental rug.
The long and the short of his life story is that his father was the assassin. He was a sniper for the fucking police chief, pretty much directly under him. He got a contract that was morally horrible, which was to kill her father because he was trying to dismantle the privatized police. And then he was also killed. Turns out this guy was right behind her when her dad was shot, so he also got to see his dad get shot by the police chief.
Now my question is say you've been hired to, I don't know, shoot a guy in his fucking head.
Yeah.
Now, like,
part of his story is that he was contracted to kill a man who had his family as hostages, or just a woman and child as hostages. He's got a sniper trained up.
Like, leave your kid at home, though.
Leave your kid at home if you're going to do an assassination for sure.
Because clearly you fucked him up.
Yeah, his brain's out.
The reason
he's got gun eyes.
If you would have left your kid at home, none of this would have happened. But you took your kid to work that day.
That's right. You picked the wrong day.
Yeah.
Also, he's a totally incompetent sniper because during the hostage negotiation that got him fired because he failed, he quit because he got shot in the leg. But it's dishonorable, so he probably would have been fired anyway. He waited so long to shoot the man standing in full view of a window with the hostages on the floor, laying down, that he saw the sniper, picked up a baby, and then shot the sniper in the leg. Couple things. Number one, you're a sniper. Walk away a bit. If I can see the sniper, you're not far enough away.
If you're a sniper, how about just snipe?
Also pull the fucking trigger. That's the other thing. While he's standing there by himself, yelling like an asshole.
Or
also, it's a baby. Shoot the guy and make a new one.
That's a better point than what I was about to make. I was gonna say, don't hit the fucking baby. You're a sniper.
Also, yeah, like you have one job and it's to hit the thing.
Yeah, if you can't put a bullet in the man.
Your training is literally about hitting one singular thing that's far away.
Yeah. Fuck it. Hit the baby.
In a group of things, yeah.
Hit the baby and say he did it.
Fuck the baby. So what's gonna happen is he drops the baby dies anyway. It's collateral damage. Don't even worry about it. Maybe you shoot him and he falls on the baby. Now the baby dies anyway.
Maybe you shoot him and he falls backwards and the baby is fine. Just covered in blood.
Variables. Either way, do your fucking job.
Do your fucking job. So
that's his fucking life story, and she goes, "Cool story, bro. Here's half of you on one side of the room and the other half on the other."
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't there also like, hey, so like that was his dad.
Yeah.
His whole story is that he was studying the genes of serial killers.
Right. So he grew up to become a perfectly well-rounded adult that had several vials of clear liquid that was just serial killer DNA.
Yeah, because they just have that.
And he went, what about in me, though?
His motivations got changed. I forget by what. But
I think by watching his dad die, because he was older.
He looks like the fucking kid from The Grudge. How the fuck old is he? He comes out from behind her like the kid from the goddamn Grudge.
Yeah, he does.
How old is he supposed to be?
He's got the eye bags of a well-worn 28-year-old.
Yeah, like the kid from The Grudge. who also, I think, saw his parents get murdered.
Yeah,
and that's why he's...
well, he also got murdered. You know?
I missed that part of the grudge.
Yeah, he got drowned in the tub.
That's probably the grudge, eh? He probably has that grudge because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Anyway, so...
I'm not a strong swimmer. It feels rude.
For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because his motivations have now changed.
I think it's because he saw his dad die. He saw his dad die with corruption, and it ruined him. So he went, well, I have Ed Gein and Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy here. They are literally labeled like real serial killers, just to be clear. American serial killers as well.
Ed Gein, Charles Manson, James Jones, and Maria Gonzalez.
Well, minus one. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
But, I mean, with the cartels being what they are, everybody in South America is a serial killer. So he just goes, and like, who the fuck is the chick in the background of this whole shot? This whole scene.
The one who doesn't do a fucking thing?
He's got an assistant back there or something. He's literally injecting murderer DNA into his neck in front of her, and she says and does nothing at all.
She should at least be there to be like, hey, wait a minute, that's going to do nothing.
You're contaminating the sample.
Hey,
our research has been ruined.
You're putting stuff in your body that you're just going to piss out later. Stop.
You're going to grow another eye on your leg because that's what happens when DNA splices. All you do is get fucked. You get cancer. You literally get cancer when that happens.
But, like, it's just dead genes. Is it really going to do anything?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist.
I feel like
I'm not a geneticist.
I feel like, first of all, you can't just have genes in a jar.
I'm a jizz-neticist. As I jizz so much it makes a net.
So you're Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're fucking Spider-Man, but nobody ever, like, when
it's
they
one of
see
those weighted nets that they throw on dogs they want to catch.
And people? Those weighted nets are fucking great because, like, before that, they didn't have weights and people would just, like, get this net off me.
They would just run away like a ghost.
Now I'm protected from very small things.
It's fine. I'm going to make a hammock when I get home.
So this assistant stands there and, like, watches him fill needles with jeans and just
like he doesn't even do it fast. Like, she could have stopped him at any time.
I wonder what you're gonna do with those needles and those jeans. Oh wait, one's in your neck. Oh no.
Oh jeez.
Oh boy, well that's good.
Jeans.
It's that's fine that just one went in there.
Jeans.
It's when my god, two.
Ah!
Anyway.
Sacrificing integrity for family.
Yep.
Fine.
So because and so he went up on the roof. He throws himself off of the roof.
He does.
And when he wakes up, he's in a hospital because he didn't die. He met God, I think.
Well, okay. So first of all, God is not a midget Satan.
Are we sure about that?
It's a little person that comes through a very large. I mean, any door they go through looks big, but this one's very large. They make a point of saying that it's a very large door.
It looks like he kind of looks like he's got like Down syndrome a little bit.
I think he just has a really big head.
Well, he doesn't look like he's got his, like he's in the movie. You know, he's like, here I am, I'm in the movie, but like up here I'm not in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Up here I'm going through the motions.
Yeah.
I can't believe they've hired me to do this.
So I thought it was like a near-death experience. Either way, he gets handed a key by the specter in his head, and the Satan that he meets in his fucking head, and then he wakes up with key face.
It's a thing that's going around in Japan.
Kyphositis.
Kyphositis is the name of it. Where you grow a big fucking tumor, and then for some reason just have keys on your face.
Fuck yeah, you do all that.
He's the key man.
And the dude's like, the doctor's like, I found this in you. Here it is. Oh, thanks. So then,
as doctors famously do, we found this in you, and you
keep it.
Yeah, we don't want this.
Get rid of our hazmat for us.
We're not testing this for fucking shit.
We're understaffed.
This tumor? We don't give a fuck what this tumor is.
It's fine, because he's just gonna test it in his lab that he's allowed back into after having done what he did at the lab.
Malignant, who knows?
And he's gonna test these keys, and it turns out that the keys have the genes of the serial killers inside of them. So then he breeds them, so that he can have many.
He cultures up some keys.
He turns himself into the world's worst kind of janitor.
One that gives people keys.
Yeah.
Because he wants them on the ring.
Because of the ring. Because he has so many fucking keys.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I'd never get between a janitor and their keys.
No,
they will lose their job.
I bet you they're. You have one job, and it's those keys.
There's only one person who's got a key to every door in the school.
Yeah.
And it's you.
Yeah.
We've entrusted you to not photocopy butts. And now I look at the photocopier. What is this? Butt prints. And don't say it was 2 hams. It smells like ass in this fucking copy room.
Fuck. Don't photocopy your butt.
It smells like ass. And soon it'll smell like 2 because you're making me into one.
Now I gotta replace a toner.
Your ass has so much detail.
Ebbs and flows. What do you have, hemorrhoids? I can see them. Looks like a fucking wide open toaster strudel on the glass of this copier.
I hate what you're saying, but I love what
Yeah,
you're
you
saying.
do. So the whole point of this whole thing is for him to be like, all right, listen, we have a common enemy, and it's the police chief. We both have reason to hate him. He facilitated my assassination, or my dad's assassination, and also my dad's assassination. So let's go together. And then she's like, well, nah.
Thanks for telling me that, is what she says.
Yes, she does. Which, I mean, what a thank you. To just split you right down the middle like that?
Just like the bill, split down the middle.
And so, like, that's the kind of storyline. Sorry, I was reading the
all
point.
good.
Because it was a decent point.
I said something stupid, and then there was just nothing. That's what it deserved.
What did you say? I missed it.
Just like a bill, split down the middle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah? You like going Dutch?
I do like going Dutch.
Well, that's what we're doing these days. We also don't tip.
Dutch butter.
I tip $3. I'll tell you a story, okay? I order a lot of food, right? Around COVID hit, they started adding on Uber Eats this little message that was like, some of our drivers need these tips to live. It wasn't as drastic as all that, but that was the fucking tone.
Wow.
And I took umbrage because in the same way, listen, increase the minimum wage of service staff so tips aren't mandatory. I realize we have a lot of American listeners, so I have to just say that as a preface. But if your job is to walk over there and then walk over here with a plate, I wouldn't get paid for that, and neither will you. How's that?
I'm in the same boat. In my job, I spend a lot of time with people, and I don't get fucking tips.
Do you have the little tip container though, fucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not like, here it is though. Before you pay, look.
Here it is on the screen you use to pay.
Your total is this. There's the tip jar. I don't know. I just don't. I know nobody gives me money for tips, so I'm not, just because you poured coffee into a corn-based plastic cup.
Exactly all those things you're saying.
I mean, if the coffee was just sitting on the counter with the cups, I could have done that.
Yep. Just give me the squirt thing for the vanilla. Fuck it.
You know what? Your job is to just bring the muffins out.
Yeah.
I'll take the muffin and the coffee, and
it's fine.
I'll pay just for that.
Your job is to transport food 20 feet. You don't earn extra for that. Okay? Yeah. You wouldn't earn extra. So the first catalyst was that little Uber message, because it's that little cheeky fucking don't tell me what to do. You're a computer program.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate when you, like, the OK button on a piece of software is like a got it with a thumbs up. Fuck you. Just okay. It's because it is just that. It's not great. So I, across the board, when it comes to Uber drivers, because I know what they're capable of, I tip every delivery driver $3, and that's the don't spit in my food tax. That's it.
That works.
And if you want a tip and you're anyone else, Starbucks? That was the other reason I don't tip anybody anymore. Starbucks is asking me for a tip, dog. The tip's built into the drink price.
Yeah, it is.
Holy fuck.
Is
$7 for an espresso? Like, you can eat shit if you want more.
Yeah, do you like, you want me to give you money? Do you know how much I just spent?
I'll fucking die on this hill. I have to check my bank statement after getting drinks.
I have to work a second job after going to Starbucks.
Yes. You got to pick up a couple shifts at fucking DoorDash.
Then
you better hope for tips.
I'm running the penny cab or whatever it is.
The penny cab. You're doling out electric scooters for people to rent.
Christ. That's not even good business, because I'm still shopping at Starbucks.
No, I didn't used to be pissed off about it, but now I'll die on this fucking hill because it sucks. And then the other thing too is that it's like wholly Western, so you can just eat. You can eat dick. I'm not subscribing to a thing that makes me pay money to live in a portion of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Well, anyway,
that's my story.
Movie. Yeah. Good movie.
So yeah, common enemy thing. And so what I wanted to say, the point I was trying to make was that like a lot of the storyline here is like pretty predictable film-wise. Like there's no surprises. There's no like twists. I could have seen that shit coming the second he was like, sit down, I'm going to tell you a story you need to hear. Oh, okay. Well, you both have a bone to pick and it's probably with the police chief. Yeah, got it. Like it's all boilerplate, but that's because it doesn't fucking matter. Because nobody's watching this movie for the depth of story.
No,
I didn't care. No. You're telling like backstories of characters and like progressing what they're doing in service of making a movie go forward, and that's it. It's a factory. So yeah, it's predictable. I'm fine with that.
You know what's not predictable is the shit that we're about to fucking talk about.
Oh, when suddenly it becomes okay, kill everyone.
Yeah.
Instead of just engineers, because the police chief gets pissed off that his espionage plan was foiled by the existence of a man. So he's like, until I find this guy, if you even think there's an engineer, 1984 it up. And then I don't know why that means that all of the police on the police force now have to drink on the job and do drugs and laugh maniacally while they're killing civilians en masse like a Holocaust while Prodigy ripoff music plays in the background.
Don't privatize the police.
This is the end. This is the end game for police privatization.
That's
fine.
All private cops are bastards, and also regular cops too.
APCAB, we're getting into fucking cheat codes now.
Up, down, left, right, left, right.
ACAB. Select start.
The police chief comes back from wherever the fuck he was to find like gigantic dick guy dead and
all that.
Just everybody's fucking dead.
Yeah. I spaced on the fact that he walked into a massacre of his whole police force, so he's like, fuck the neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't know who's left.
Whoever was just out on patrol.
Yeah,
that's it.
So we get these
nightmare people, as it turns out.
The sex worker warriors radio station narrator cop dispatch sex worker dressed in a fucking cam girl cop costume.
That is OnlyFans mod. Belle Delphine.
Basically, might as well be.
All right,
might as well be. Being like, all right, guys, no mercy.
None.
Just do it.
Women, children, it doesn't matter. Do they fit in front of a bullet? That's where they're sitting now. We kill everybody. We laugh while we do it. That's great. At one point, she's fucking driving, and there's like a guy in the road, and she smokes the guy, and his face gets like rubber johnnied against the windshield. Like it's just a full splat.
Oh my god, I missed that part.
From the inside, just like the music video.
I fucking missed that part.
It was fucking hilarious.
I'm
pretty sure it was just an engineer.
I was too busy watching the guy who was driving down the road and just like holding his sword out, chopping people in half.
Yeah, it might have been that guy. It might not have been fucking Ruka. It might have just been that guy. While he's just he's drive-bying people with a fucking katana. Sick.
There's
this whole thing is just like essentially a music montage of people fighting engineers and then cops killing just everyone.
Oh yeah, and the cops are killing people in worse ways than the engineers could.
That's right. They're getting creative, like they're bored already.
Yeah, like they've been just waiting. Because the generic firing squad of 1,000 bullets into one person. So the whole here's my my issue that I take with the only issue that I take with this movie.
I'm curious.
If we're just like chopping people up in the street.
Yep.
And engineers like when you chop them up they become weapons. Like
you're sort of making your job harder.
Yeah, it's like when you cut up a jellyfish, you just make more jellyfish. You know?
You take a starfish arm off, now you got 2 starfish.
Yeah. Why aren't we concerned at all with that? We're just like, as soon as we were like the idea of possibly
massacring the entire country.
Yeah, for no reason other than I thought that maybe we should.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
That's reason enough for these everybody.
No.
Nazi mentality, it's no good.
Anyway, so yeah, we didn't stop to think about it. Don't worry, it didn't come into play at all. We're fine.
Yep.
I was the only one who thought about it, apparently.
No. I was just like, okay, this is happening. Like, how is this surprising in comparison to anything else in this movie so far? At least the people are still people-shaped, except for one. I'd like to think you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
Are we talking about the girl with the box cutter arm? With the acid tits?
And also, who's that glaive bitch? Who even was that with the long fucking halberd fighting her?
Well, it wasn't the main character, because
No,
I thought it was.
It was not.
It certainly wasn't, because she gets her fucking everything sprayed with tit acid.
Tit acid. That's exactly what happens. I know that I wrote it here somewhere.
Well, they battle. They're just like, there's a scene where a cop girl comes across a girl with a box cutter arm, and they just, because Jay, when something happens, whatever like weapon you use the most,
when an engineer gets wounded, and it's their weapon of choice, to quote Fatboy Slim.
Yeah.
So
she gets a big old box cutter.
She's also schoolgirl dressed. So let's put those twos together.
Yeah. Anyway, so they battle, and it just like there's cuts in between this and
more atrocities, more war crimes.
At one point, yeah, a cop is just sitting between two dead girls with his arms around them, watching a TV in the street.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but one of those dead girls' hands is on its dick.
I didn't.
He's got pants on, but he put it there.
I didn't want to notice.
He put it there though. While this is, oh my god, yeah, nipple acid skeleton is what I wrote. Because, yeah, that fucking, when the acid hits her, she gets, what the fuck is that, Sarah Connored.
She sure does. There's no chain link fence, but might as well be.
One long multi-fight scene, so I just, like, wrote a bunch of, like, what they cut back and forth between.
Yeah, I mean, it's just chaos. The end thing of this whole movie is chaos from start to finish.
That fucking disgusting hunchback in the fucking basement of the fucking precinct,
the morgue guy, yeah,
torturing schoolgirls.
He took kill everybody as molest everybody.
Yeah, he did.
Fill the basement with molestees.
Oh fuck! He's also collecting hands. We'll find out. We'll find out why shortly.
Yeah, I guess so. He is collecting them. I thought he was just ruining them.
Well, it's part of his process. You don't bug an artist.
Oh my god! Like he just obliterates her. Like they must have like a gel hand, like a ballistic gel hand, and just like bones in it.
Yeah.
And they just hit it with a blade because it's.
Oh, dude, it's just getting smacked around. Yeah. I thought
it never moves once.
Because I was looking at her elbow and it looks like she's got her arm like drooped over the side. So because obviously it's a fake hand. But yeah. The police chief turns into a fucking Brazilian panhandler when he comes. Did you not notice that he does that?
Yeah,
he gets his fucking nut under the desk from this gimp that he owns, and fucking that's the noise you make?
I wrote I did not need to see the chief making a cum.
So that reference, remember Viva La Bam? They go to the Brazil episode, and they're on the beach, and the guy's fucking singing the song that they turn into a Don Vito song.
No, but
all right,
holy
fuck,
that's
what he's doing with his fucking lips the whole time.
Yeah, when this guy comes, he everything leaves his body.
Yeah,
the air.
Yep.
The life,
liquids, all of it.
And I don't know if he's coming or if he's just enjoying what's happening.
If he's coming or going.
He can barely decide. Fuck! I did not need to see the chief make a cum.
The bartender gets accosted by some cops, and
this is my favorite.
She breaks a fucking bottle, and she puts that bottle into a man's face.
Oh,
into his
my
whole
God.
face, and like wiggles it around for a long time while they're both screaming. Great.
And then,
yep,
she pulls the bottle out.
Yep.
And she has to blow into the bottle to get the obstruction out.
Yeah, because what is it?
A cord face. Like a sample of the earth. A cord out face.
A cord out face, dude. Hollowed out face meat.
Oh, fuck.
Perfectly intact.
There's so many just like face pieces that are just like, look.
Throughout this movie, there are so many face pieces, period.
What it looks like is they went to a sex doll factory and they're like, no, don't make
Give me the rest.
Yeah, don't make it so you can fuck the mouth, actually. No, keep the lips tight together. Don't
fuck.
We will. We'll we'll do it ourselves, but we don't need it like that now.
Oh my god. Movie kills time with long slow motion because Ruka's driving away back to the fucking precinct, and she just like comes upon this horrible massacre that's occurring in the streets, and you get too long of a shot of her walking around, taking in her surroundings. Nipple acid skeleton. How do people never have blood on them when they should? Because the bartender was just dry as a bone again. And then she gets accosted by 4 more cops who tie her to the by her limbs to individual vehicles, and there's a really cool foreshot where you get to see all 4 cars at once in the same frame while they're gearing up to draw and quarter her.
Well, look, before this happens, there's a...
Are you going to talk about the pile?
No,
okay.
not yet. I'm just going to talk about like the maniacal laughing and the really close-up shots where you're like, what's happening to this lady?
Yes.
What are these 4 men doing to this lady?
Yeah.
And then it kind of reveals like she's tied up and not being horribly having just terrible
because
mushrooms.
They do drag her out, and it's bottom to top shots of just people scrambling around, and it really does look like she's just being grabbed in every way that somebody wouldn't want to be grabbed.
Yeah.
But now her clothes are on.
Not to say it didn't happen, but like...
I like that the director of this movie was like, everything but rape.
Get as close as you can without getting your toes wet.
Can I just have everything but rape? The actor comes over, he's like, I really feel like my character in this scene would go a little further. No! Everything but that.
What's wrong with your fucking character?
Worse things than that, but not that.
You get a new character. You're disgusting. Ugh.
Fucking, so she gets out and she sees all this, and then the fucking bartender's screaming, and she hears the scream on the wind like a wisp through the reeds,
like she's got to paint with all the colors of.
And then she runs across a whole ass bridge to get to her. Probably should have driven over.
Probably
should have just driven there.
Probably should have rocket jumped. What happened to that?
Probably should have rocket jumped. Anyway, she's too late. She's too late by about 10 feet. And she gets to see her last living mentor that she trusts, because she doesn't trust the police chief. She's going back for answers. Get torn in half. My favorite part about this whole thing was they left the shot so that you could see half of the woman's body fall back down to the ground. And then it just fucking, like the most disrespectful slap, like a fish. Like a fish on the dock.
You mean like meat hitting the pavement?
That's exactly what I mean. And then at this point, they ran out of budget for special effects because it's just mannequin pieces. Everything is mannequin pieces after this.
It's just mannequin pieces with like weird tubes.
Until the final fight scene, everything is mannequin pieces. Ask me how I know. She drives through a whole pile of them, and you can see the styrofoam.
You can see
they didn't even paint the stumps.
You can see under them is just cardboard box where they didn't have the budget for more body parts to make it a complete pile.
They ran out of mannequins at the mannequin store that they stole from. They stole these from Sears, and they only had one department to go to.
They should have dived one more dumpster.
So I just wanted to point out that the only other person that's person shaped, or that's not person shaped, who is also not an engineer, is one of the 2 gentlemen overseeing this pile. I don't know what to say about him in order to compare him to anything.
Well, let me...
Other than a California raisin.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
What did you think I was going to say? Retard? Because he's not. He's purple and cone-headed. I don't know.
Well, look,
he looks like not a person, all right?
So
and I don't know why he's on the force.
But
I say that, but the Chief's also got a gimp, so I guess all bets are off.
He just looks like a shithead. He just looks like he's like a cartoon shithead.
I just don't understand what I'm looking at when I look at it.
I didn't understand his purpose. But like
they don't even call attention to it. It's just regular for the other guy who's just a guy.
So these 2 guys, I don't understand why they say don't underestimate the Chinese. I love killing Japanese people.
I assume
but is that the Japanese making fun of the Chinese?
I think it's just about like Chinese dynasty genocides from back before any of us were alive.
Yeah, but like, so are these 2 guys Chinese?
He's saying,
though?
well, no. What
are they supposed to be? Because he's like, don't underestimate the Chinese when she pulls up in her vehicle.
Do they notice that she's pulling up in the vehicle before he says it?
Yeah. They're saying it to her. I think she's on top of the vehicle.
Don't underestimate the Chinese.
It's like right after she plows through all their hard work.
I can only assume... the car was made like that, maybe? The car is a Chinese car?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a Suzuki? I think a Suzuki's a Japanese car.
I
thought that it was about like, they're really good at killing Japanese people, and it turns out that was a cool thing because we like it too. That's why he made the comment that he made. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm making mental leaps, dude.
I don't know. But
that's the thing in this movie that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
But this guy. I don't know what his job is to sort body parts.
Yeah.
Why they only have the parts in a pile is beyond me. Why did the parts go into a pile?
Like, how do they start as a pile when your job is to sort them?
Yeah.
They're not doing a very good... Neither of these two are autistic. Otherwise those would be size and shape.
And, like, where's the rest of the body?
It doesn't matter.
Where's the rest? Why is there only parts?
Well, you'll notice that it's heads, arms, and legs.
Are there heads in there? Okay.
Well, you can still fuck the torso.
Oh.
I'm just assuming the worst kinds of debauchery at this point.
Well, look at the guy with the cone head.
We saw Meat Chair earlier.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yep.
So her like key activates. We see her key in her body.
Her key activates when she comes to the aid way too late of the bartender, and the bracelet explodes in beautiful computer-generated slow motion.
Sure does.
And then she cuts 4 heads off at once and becomes full engineer at this point.
Yeah.
Except she's still sentient, like the other guy.
Oh, which was a big deal.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's a throwaway line about how engineers, the main villain is anomalous because most engineers are quote-unquote berserkers, which, I mean, they're just pissed and they want to kill and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't have brain function.
Well, they've been injured. They've been injured.
Yeah.
So, she drives through the pile. The gentleman with the head and the complexion.
Yeah.
Well,
he gets circumcised. I'm going to call it that. She only cuts the tip off.
Yeah.
And then he just stands there bleeding from his tip.
She didn't tie it off first.
No.
That's the issue.
That's exactly, yeah. She didn't pull it up over the head.
Well, he's lucky. He's lucky he wasn't wearing his foreskin low that day.
Right? He didn't have it styled back.
Oh, Jesus. So, what does she do to the other guy? I forget.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't think you get to see. I think you just get to, it's that sling and then
her monster arm bites literally just his face off.
Oh, yeah,
and it just hits the ground, and she stomps on it.
Yeah, she's got alligator arm.
She's got a monster arm with eyes and teeth, but no throat. It doesn't throat.
No.
It just bites.
And also one of her eyes is now a cyborg. It's
right.
It's a Jack's eye now.
Somebody shoots her in the fucking face.
Yeah. Probably one of those two guys.
And there's like a hole. And then her new eye
it forms in. It comes disgustingly.
Like a maggot. like a maggot coming to see what's up, you know?
Just a meerkat checking for danger.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't go back in the hole after.
No. Ugh. And she removes this guy's face part.
Yeah.
And she steps on it because that's really doing something.
Yeah. You've already done the damage.
Yeah. Back to headquarters.
Yeah. Where somehow the police chief has found out that she's been made aware of the whole story, either from memory or from this guy. I don't know how the fuck he would ever learn that. He never leaves his house. But the whole time he's over intercom while she's walking through trying to defend his position. And his position is, I killed your dad and raised you. You're welcome.
Isn't that nice?
It's a great argument.
Isn't that, because who would have raised you if I hadn't have killed your dad, huh?
And the fucking, like, he doesn't even skip a beat to be like, yeah, I wanted to privatize the police and he didn't, so things happened how they happen.
Had to. It just had to be the way it is.
You know, you should be fucking grateful for all I've done for you.
I've raised you to kill these horrible people.
These horrible, horrible people. So the first person that she encounters here is the mortician, and he's got a it's a honeycomb of a fucking cannon All right?
It's definitely it's a revolver, but it's, again, an anime style.
Yeah. It's
way
massive.
too big.
Yeah.
Way too big to be anything good.
But he wields it like a champion.
Yeah. And like they zoom right in and it's like the only thing you can see, and he pulls it back and there's his face kind of like anime style. Like, oh, I'm here with my gigantic gun deal.
And it shoots fists.
Yes.
And those fists can do various things. Like open their hand and grab you in order to pin you to a wall.
Yep.
And give you the middle finger while they're coming at you at Mach speed.
Oh, yes.
The other thing they can do with that finger is hook around a tendon in super slow motion, even though it's not in slow motion at all.
No,
it's very much real time.
It's just people rubbing their hands on a plastic tube
with like with a black sleeve on, and then firing back at the mortician.
Yep. So something that doesn't make sense.
Holy shit! No,
yeah.
It's like a slingshot. It's like a boomerang. You know.
Sure.
We're redirecting them.
They hooked on the knuckle just enough in the right way to redirect them one by one.
And one of them, dude, it's like a 360 shot of it happening while it's happening. And it lasts so fucking long. Like I looked away and looked back and it was still happening.
Oh my god.
It was amazing.
This is another one of my favorite parts. It's not as good as the other, but
so happy about that, dude.
But as soon as the fist like just gave the finger, I
knew. Yeah. And those embed themselves in the mortician and then wiggle. They just wiggle around.
One goes right in his eye, and he does have an eye patch, so it's right in there.
It's fine.
Right in the eye hole.
Well, at least it's not gonna hurt anything in there. It just fits.
Ugh. So yeah, there's that happens. And then the GIMP has been pimped.
Yes.
In a way that would make Exhibit go, whoa.
Fuck that, I think Exhibit would say.
Where do I plug the PlayStation into?
Now it is on blade stilts like a fucking Marilyn Manson music video.
This whole thing's a fucking Marilyn Manson music video.
Dude, one of the fucking bartenders at the fuck club has the mouse hat, but it's balloons instead.
You know what it reminds me of is that movie with Adam Sandler where he's like the devil's son. And
Little Nicky.
And he gives the guy tit head. And at the end, he's wearing a bra on the tits.
All right. I've never seen that movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't like Adam Sandler.
Oh.
I'm hard-pressed to watch it. I won't not, but you got to really convince me to watch an Adam Sandler movie. Unless it's, there's one. I don't remember.
Better not be Uncut Gems.
I haven't seen it, but I'll give it a pass until I do see it.
All right.
I'm curious.
All right.
So the GIMP has a fucking Bane button on him, which when you hit it, you just go berserk.
The manic depressive button.
Yeah, great. Throw that in your movie.
Let's flip him from depressive to manic.
Once again, wrist cutter ads just on the subway and on television.
Yep.
So this whole fight is CG, except for the two best parts of it. The first part being her being able to competently walk on those stilts, like an actor, even for that period of time, because they are blade points. Like, I'm impressed.
I think that it's all CG.
No.
Like the person is doing stilts, but I think they're up to their elbows is CG'd out.
Oh.
Kind of deal.
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I would rather that.
Okay.
Because, African kids, in order to avoid hyenas and shit, they also have stilts that are very small sticks, and they're proficient.
Well, that's fine. That's all good.
Rattlesnakes also is the other.
But I think just like the odds of you finding an actor who has no arms and legs and can also do Marilyn Manson stilts.
Have you ever seen those the trampoline boots? Not the boots, but like it's the spring loaded. It's like two pogo sticks on your legs.
Yeah.
If somebody could do that, I'll believe this.
Knife blades. They're running stilts, I think is what they are.
Sure. I'm fine with that. The other, my other favorite part of this that isn't CG, because I mean, like, fuck it. If we're gonna just accept the fact that this is wholly digital and she's flip-flopping around like that, cool, fine.
Yep.
I'm fine.
How else are you supposed to do it?
It was a good fight. It was a fun fight to watch. Is when at the end of the fight, all of her blades get cut off, and she rides around, again like a fish on the floor, and then Ruka just picks her up and trucks her against a table, and that's the end of a fight. That's it.
I really like that it's a mannequin. Absolutely.
Oh, fucking 100% it is.
It hits the edge of the table or whatever and just doesn't bend. Nothing. No. The arm stays stuck out straight.
It bounces rigidly like you froze her first.
Oh, and he comes over and he's like, "Oh man, are you okay? I raised
Have you watched
this.
Any of what just happened? No, she's not.
She's no worse than what she was before, but she's not okay. That's for sure.
Her little light goes out, which probably means she's dead.
Wow, wink, wink.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's this is number 639. I don't know if you saw that carved into her ass cheek.
Yeah.
But this is somebody that the chief also raised, which is maybe
questionable.
Maybe don't fuck its mouth then. Maybe don't fuck its mouth if you've raised it. How's that? If you're gonna raise something, don't fuck its mouth. I think we can all agree upon that little bit of information. And if you're gonna fuck something's mouth, don't tell people you raised it.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't raise it.
You know what? Don't tell people you mouth fuck it.
Don't tell people you mouth fuck a thing.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to know that but the mouth fucker E.
Honestly, get this mouth fucky some help.
Yeah.
Like, look at what
she's got a manic depressive button. It doesn't seem like she needs it.
Oh God. Anyway, don't mouth fuck.
So, you know, like, if you watch this whole movie, right, and you've heard this description as well, you at home, and you go, this is the final fight, right? This is the boss fight.
Nah.
This is a total climax. Not the Gimp. After the Gimp, the police chief.
Oh yeah,
you know?
There's still one more person in the room to
fucking
fight.
Final boss. This must be anticlimactic as fuck because of the whole movie up to this point.
The whole movie you've been edged.
There's no way that I'm going to not be disappointed by the boss fight because you can't top what's being done in the movie so far.
No.
Guess again. Fucking guess right again when his legs get cut off and he injects himself with a chemical that makes him have more blood than there is water in the ocean, and then he uses it as a jetpack like you would in the ocean.
This is a 100% accurate description of this film.
He fucking goes, he stops just short of saying, "You haven't even seen my final form," and then and now I'm an attraction at Disneyland.
It's like those boots that you see people wear where they has to have a tube into the water.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The water jetpack.
Yeah.
I just call them that because what the fuck else is it?
They do like a little battle and
she's flying around at fucking high speed, just taking little slices at her, fucking her life up a little, knocking the sword out of her arm.
And if you thought that was ridiculous, hold on, it gets better. She shoots another little tongue tendon thing out of her monster arm that
the same tendon that was used to reroute middle fingers being flown at her from a cannon.
And what does she do? She just fucks up his trajectory or something.
Yeah, she knocks him off course, which is enough because now he's spinning out of control, like somebody who had a water jetpack and didn't know how to work it, right into basically just her, and then she decapitates him.
And he still spinning
around. And so it's from the bottom up shot, almost like he's looking at her with his dead eyes, and then his own fucking corpse just flitting around like a butterfly in the breeze.
Like a balloon you're let all the fucking air out of.
Oh my God.
And then the blood rain.
Yeah, dude. And blood rain, let me tell you.
Oh God. Then she just leaves.
Well, yeah.
She does a little salute like they do in that commercial.
Because that's what they always did to each other.
Oh, right. Yeah, it shows her dad doing it, and then she fucking does it with her monster arm.
Yeah, so she finally is disgusting and avenged her father. She's been fully corrupted by the idea of vengeance. Thanks, Japan. And then we get one of the older commercials for the police force, except it burns away like old film to just her, like Planet Terror, standing outside with the Gimp, except now it's guns. Better gun Gimp than Planet Terror. Right there.
So not only is the Gimp not dead, because I would really think that there wasn't another Gimp.
Yeah, well, I mean, how would you know?
No, she threw that gimp so hard that its nub cap came off too. By the way, if you look closely, its nub cap comes right off.
Not the nub cap.
But it's fine because
it's just fine.
We put the gun nubs on, and it's just gonna be fine.
And they'll work. There's 4 of them, just in case you're wondering. So basically, also, I wrote it. I was like, this probably sets up for a sequel, and then right then, black slate with text that says more gore coming soon. All right.
Did that even happen?
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe. Did you stick around for the end credits shit?
No.
Oh, okay, so...
No, I needed to leave.
Yeah, the credits hit right after you see her posting up beside the car with the gimp in the background like a superhero movie that I would fucking jerk off when I watched. And then it cuts to credits, and in the end credits, somebody picks up that the main villain dude's top of head, and then you see... the alligator lower half chick, and she's walking down a walkway, and he's there with Tukey face, and he's walking with her.
Huh. Now, when you say walking...
He's fully intact. He now has additional scars where he was split, though.
But, alligator torso.
Oh, yeah, I guess they fixed her, too.
Oh, okay, she's not just walking on snout?
Oh, no, they're both walking upright, yeah.
Okay. Damn, all right. I know,
So main villain not dead, that's your... Yeah.
I saw it was the end, and I'm like, well, thank God. There can't be anything else after a man
honestly
rockets around with his own blood.
You've covered everything I've ever seen in my nightmares. Everything.
Yeah, what could possibly... Nah, just like a Marvel movie.
So now I want to know about fucking Tokyo Gore Police 2. I'm going to look it up.
It's,
That's the fucking movie, though.
That's the movie. That's how it ends.
8.5.
8.5?
It got docked a half mark for the CG in the gimp fight.
Okay, all right. I gave it an 8.
Yeah, see?
It was great.
Fucking fantastic movie. I rescind everything I said about it on the previous podcast.
You really, you got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Or else it's just not going to be anything you're not going to, if you stop paying attention, you're not going to be able to understand anything.
You're also going to miss some pretty integral, like, gore, probably. Because it doesn't fucking stop. That's the other thing. You get a slow-mo scene every so often. Even those sometimes have gore in them. Like, you go for a smoke break and come back, you missed a great thing.
Oh. Like I said, this would make a fantastic anime. Even, like, when she's fighting the chief at the end, and they do that thing where she like draws her blade so fast and cuts him that nobody notices until
he's bleeding.
Until his legs fall off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So good.
Fantastic.
Well, I guess I've got some movies for you.
You'd better have some movies for me.
I've got 4.
Okay.
Now, a lot of them kind of share the same idea, but there's also, their own idea at the same time.
Sure.
So, gonna need you to pay attention. All right.
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't paying attention.
We've got a body modification movie that involves a barrage of bullets.
Okay.
We've got a Japanese movie that has a lot of blood spraying.
Okay.
We've got a Power Rangers level special effects body modification movie from Japan.
I've already seen Tetsuo.
You know how hard it was to not put that on the list? I actually had one on the list, and when I looked it up, it was the short film that this movie was based on. I was like, shit.
I'm really strapped for choice here.
And then number 4, Prisoner Girls.
Prisoner Girls. Well, we're not watching Martyrs, okay?
That's not what I picked, but that would have been a great one, because that's another one you gotta be in the mood for.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Bad mood.
A bad, skinless mood.
Fucking... let's do Power Rangers, bro. Rangels? Let's do Power Rangers, bro.
Power Rangers level...
Fuck yeah.
FX.
I want it. I don't want it by the look on your face. You're looking at me like you just saw me out a window that you're on the outside of.
I'm gonna say the name of this movie, and there are no take-backsies, all right?
Fine.
All right, because good. Next week, we're going to be watching Meatball Machine.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Please tell me at least it's a horror movie and you're not fucking with me.
No, it should very well. It's basically what we just watched from what I gained from the trailer.
Okay, I have not heard of this, which is rare for me.
Thank God. I really had to dig to find something that was okay.
Yeah.
And, like, not a short, weird film with a penis in it.
If there's rape, I'm turning it off. That's what we're. I'm skipping through it at minimum.
Well, look, there had better not be, but I also haven't seen this movie.
Yeah.
And it came up when I searched this movie.
Yeah. Okay. We might be in the clear then. It's not. There's hints, but it's it's not the crux thematically. It's not the through line.
No.
It's not I spit on your grave.
To be honest, I'm really hoping that there's none whatsoever.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great. What were the other three? You tell me right this second, because I want to know how fucked I was going into this.
Well, the barrage of bullets was Jason X.
I thought it was going to be Guns Akimbo.
Oh, man.
I don't know if that counts as a horror movie.
I don't know if it does either, but I'm down to watch that one.
Yeah.
Because like at the beginning of Jason X, it's just a firing squad. They try to kill him.
Yeah.
They don't.
What?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, there is indeed a movie after.
The blood-spraying Japan movie was Shin Godzilla, because one day we're going to watch
Damn it! Yeah.
We're going to fucking watch it.
I was just talking about, so they just put out a new one.
Godzilla -1.
And, yeah, I'm like, I haven't seen Shin yet.
I don't think they're at all connected, but I think Shin Godzilla is going to be the better.
They're both fucking straight out of Japan.
Well, yeah, but the Shin Godzilla, you see it evolve from like a minnow kind of thing.
Mm.
It's still as big as a building, but you see it become Godzilla from like a
salamander.
Basically, yeah. And it like doesn't have front arms, so when it comes up on land, it's just pushing its front body through.
It's a fucking it's an axolotl or whatever.
All
right.
And then Prisoner Girls was something called Dead Girl.
Just Dead Girl.
Where these students find a girl imprisoned in a abandoned asylum.
Okay.
And she can't die.
Oh. So misleading title.
Yeah, very much so. Unless she's a zombie. Maybe she's a zombie.
Well, that means that she has died.
But
she's capable of dying.
Not anymore. Because she's dead. You can't kill what's already done died.
Sometimes they come back, though.
That's the movie.
Fucking Tokyo Gore Police. There's, again, you're going to hear this podcast, right? And you're going to be like, man, that was a lot of things said in a row.
There's no way that's a real movie. You just made that up.
I need to tell you, during the musical fight montage, that's the only time that I wrote cliff notes. The rest of the time, I was writing what was happening as it was happening. All of that happens like that.
Yeah.
There's not much in between all of those.
There's, we didn't even do it really justice.
Honestly, the Fuck Club auction scene is like getting hit with a fucking machine gun full of bullets.
Yeah, because you have to see a chair spray piss.
After 4 other things that are bad.
Yeah, and then you gotta watch nobody fuck that chair.
Don't you dare fuck that chair.
Don't you dare fuck that chair. Even like the blood shooting out of the dude's legs, it starts as a little bit of blood and then it becomes a pressure washer.
It does.
And there's jet engine taking off kind of things. It's great.
The blood shooting out of the guy's dick. Okay?
Just the blood shooting.
Go to a fireman practice test. You go to any impoverished neighborhood when they crack the hydrant.
Color it red.
That's what you're getting. Only this time kids don't swim in it.
Well, that's the podcast.
Grindhousemovie.club.